Morning, people. It is Tuesday, the 1st of November. Happy new month. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And I am one of your amazing hosts. I am the Shade Queen, Martin Royalty.
Mr. Rotation's big man use.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That's right. How is everybody doing?
Cool, man. Just nursing my cold still.
Yeah, you feeling better?
A little bit better, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Do you take medication for it or you just ride it out?
Just ibuprofen and that stuff.
Okay.
Honey and lemon, ginger, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Natural remedy.
Yeah, feeling better still.
That's good. That's good. Love to see you. Everyone else good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all good.
All right, nice.
How about you?
I'm okay.
Just okay?
I'm holding on to the strength of the Lord. That's what I'm doing. But before we carry on, guys, like the video as you join. Subscribe to our channel also. And you can join the community.thenewblack.com. We have a very interesting conversations to have today. So don't be shy. Call in. Also know when to get off the phone.
We're going to address our brother's absence.
Yes, so Marx is down bad. In his words, Marx is down bad. So send him some healing love and yeah. It's very funny though. Because remember yesterday he was gonna try and get in on your cold.
Yeah, he was saying how, I hope he doesn't get sick from me. But he's a different type of sick.
Because I told him the cold wasn't allowed.
Yeah, it's different.
But no, yeah. So Marx is under the weather today.
But it's not because of me.
Yeah, it's definitely not because of it's not because of Yusuf. His own situation going on.
It's because Mark's thought yesterday was a weekend. You know what I mean? Yesterday was not a weekend, it was a Monday.
Marx makes his own rules. Like in life, in everything, Marx just lives by his own days. So yeah, but send Mark some love, send him some healing energy and all that good stuff. But yeah, let's get into the show. Let's get into our first headlines.
Cool. Braverman, she's on smoke, man. So the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has challenged critics to try to get rid of her, as she denied ignoring legal advice on housing asylum seekers. She rejected claims that she blocked the use of hotels to ease overcrowding pressure at migrant processing centres. She said her policies were designed to repel an invasion on the south coast. But Labour said Ms Braverman was not fit for office and undermined Rishi Sunak's claim he was bringing integrity back to government. Labour's Shadow Home Secretary Yvette Cooper said decision-making at the Home Office had collapsed on Ms Braverman's watch and asked how anyone is supposed to have confidence in her. Ms Braverman was reappointed as Home Secretary only days after quitting over a security breach, but the decisions she made in her first stint in the job are coming under intense scrutiny. Some 4,000 people are being held at the Manston Migrant Processing Centre, which is only designed to accommodate 1,600 people. Hundreds of people were moved there on Sunday after a fire attack at a separate migrant facility in Dover. Ms Cooper told MPs conditions at Manston have been described as inhumane, with risks of fire, disorder and infection. Sources have told the BBC that the Home Secretary was warned by officials that the government was acting outside the law by failing to provide alternative accommodation. The Home Secretary told MPs she was determined to address the backlog in asylum claims and the number of migrants living in hotels. So far this year, 39,898 people have made the dangerous journey from France on small boats, putting pressure on the UK's asylum system. Ms Braverman said that the current system is broken and out of control. She also said the British people deserve to know which party is serious about stopping the invasion on our southern coast. I'm determined to do whatever it takes. That is why I'm in government. That's why some people would prefer to get rid of me. She then paused as her statement was interrupted by heckles from the opposition MPs before adding, "Let them try."
All right, girl, she's really living up to that name. She really is a brave man, isn't she? Love to see it.
And the next headline is about Boris, man. It seems like they're coming for him again. So the government's long-awaited COVID inquiry has asked to see the ex-Prime Minister's Boris Johnson's WhatsApp messages. So private texts sent by Mr. Johnson during the pandemic have already been leaked by the ex-number 10 aide, Dominic Cummings, including one where the then PM apparently branded Matt Hancock totally effing hopeless and called the PPE situation a disaster. Messages asked for by investigators relate to a group chat which served as a core decision-making forum as opposed to individual chats written by Mr. Johnson. The WhatsApp group in question includes other senior officials and civil servants in Downing Street at the time. None of the other participants were named, though. Hugo Keefe, KC, counsel for the inquiry, said that thousands of documents have been requested to form the inquiry. It could take years for them all to be reviewed. He also said that we have sought agendas, minutes, and other documents associated with the core decision-making forum, such as cabinet meetings, COBRA meetings, and ministerial implementation groups. We've asked for ministerial submissions, number 10 daily briefing documents, records of written and oral advice to ministers, and details of internal communications, including a WhatsApp group, which included the Prime Minister, number 10, and other senior officials. So yes, it looks like they're looking into his WhatsApp message. It doesn't seem like it's anything too personal. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say because they might find some nudes on there. Know how Boris gets down.
So I think he may be all right. But again, it depends if he was doing something shady about the whole COVID stuff and how he was, making those decisions and stuff.
Yeah, but even then, that's his. I don't think that should even count because that's his private property. Unless it's a government phone, and if it's not a work phone.
Yeah. It might be a government phone.
Okay, then that's fair.
Maybe.
But if it's like my personal phone and I'm having personal chats, I don't care whether the group chat is called number 10 Downing. Like, it's my personal business.
That's true. I'm trying to think, because it's just reminding me of this whole Suella Braverman thing.
Yeah.
Remember how she's sending out documents and stuff?
They need to just let things go, man. Unless it's like, what is that thing called? Espionage. Like where you leak secrets. Yeah, unless it's that kind of situation, let it go, man. Even COVID is tired. COVID on left. Just stop it.
But in this country, it's not like back home where they'll say they'll do something and hopefully everyone forgets. Yeah. They have to follow up in it because someone will remind them.
Yeah, I wish they follow up on the murders though.
You know what I'm saying? Don't mind them.
Conveniently forget those.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's get into our What You Saying topic of the day.
It's a bit of a broad one. But I think you guys are in the great positions to obviously answer these questions, obviously from experience and just insight as well, right? But also the callers, I need you people to call up or obviously just, input certain things in the chat as well. But the question for today is, what would you change about social media? So it could be good things as well, things that you want to kind of amplify and be like, yeah, we need more of that.
Okay.
Bad things, be like, substitute that for this. Maybe this will work better for us. And obviously the ugly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think I'll just change the algorithm. Back in the day when you post stuff, you used to see your timeline was just in order.
Like time. Yeah. Like chronological order of time.
Exactly, real time. Now it's just all over the place.
It's ridiculous.
Some people, you might even miss, for example, certain people who you follow, you might not never see their posts for whatever reason because of the algorithm. And then, you end up having to do catch up and stuff. I think that's the only thing I'll change really is the algorithm. Apart from that, it's cool.
That's even on Twitter now,
Oh,
because Twitter, I go on there and I'm seeing tweets from like 8 hours ago.
Yeah.
Then I'll see 2 minutes ago. Then I'll see like 1 day ago.
You're right.
Yeah.
Twitter is the worst. My Twitter, sometimes I try to refresh my Twitter to get it to the actual time it is now. Yeah. But it's just 8 hours ago, 6 hours ago, 24 hours ago, 22 hours ago. I'm like,
I thought
where's the tweets that are happening right now?
Like right now.
Yeah.
And it's worse when there's tea going on.
Yeah.
And I can't, and I'm just like, okay, it's very annoying.
Yeah, I think Twitter's actually worse than Instagram.
Twitter is definitely worse.
In terms of the algorithm. Especially like, for example, I like to go on Twitter when I'm watching certain matches, football matches. I want to see
you're not seeing those
live commentary.
You're seeing Love Island commentary.
I'm just seeing bare random tweets or the game might be on the 89th minute, but I'm seeing tweets from the first 10 minutes.
The first minute, yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, Twitter's actually the worst for that. I might have to come off that.
Yeah, for something like that, that would be annoying.
Yeah.
It is annoying because even just in general life, I just want to see what people's thoughts are right now, not what they said 13 hours ago. And it's very annoying. But I think a good thing I do like before I get into the negative, because there is a lot, I love like the memes. I think meme culture is one of the best things to come out of social. It's just the best.
Yeah.
And I love how, obviously sometimes I read the room, but I love how any negative can be spun positive.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember when Kanye said slavery was a choice, the memes. And it was like Harriet Tubman choosing to sit at to kind of defy it. It was so much funny stuff here that it was absolutely ridiculous. And then when the world was going to end, when they said the world was gonna end, and then when they said I was gonna get superpowers.
Yeah.
Amazing scenes. I love memes.
Yeah, no. I think Twitter is one place where you find out that there's some funny people in this world.
People are hilarious.
Funny, inventive, and quick as well. Like something will happen and they already have an edit.
It's sick. I love it.
And edit out, meme, video, whatever. Like,
I love it.
People are on the buzzer.
So is it quick on Twitter than Insta?
Insta don't catch jokes.
Yeah, jokes fly more on Twitter. Like quickly. Like so something will happen. Like for example, you might be watching a boxing match. Someone might get knocked out.
Yeah.
They've already made a video, meme, already within
Like,
a minute.
A moment.
Like,
do you remember when Versus was going on as well?
Versus.
When the Versus were going on. And then someone will do something and it literally just happened.
Yeah.
But already on Twitter.
Yeah. It's like people are watching like events with their Photoshop open.
Yes.
Like just waiting for something to happen and then, okay, cool.
Let's go.
Drag it over, edit, slap it up.
I love memes so it's the best thing ever because obviously when we lost Vine I thought like how are we gonna
I was never really into Vine.
really
Yeah,
Vine
I don't
was
use Vine at all.
jokes because it was just so sweet and short.
Yeah, it was like 6-second videos, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just perfect. Like some of the funniest things I say to this from the Vine era.
What happened to Vine though? Is that like?
I think it got bought or something like that.
Was it?
Or was it?
You know what happens? The big powers, I'll say Insta and Twitter, whenever a new company emerges, they just steal their USP and they make them obsolete, basically. So I feel like before Vine, Insta never had videos. Remember when Insta was just pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think Vine, there's another one as well, Esther. There was two. There was Vine, there's another one. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, Insta adopted that video format that Vine and the other one used and then made them obsolete.
Wow.
That one's gonna bug me because I know what you're talking about. There was another one.
Yeah, there was two.
But no, Vine is such a
Vine was
a moment, man.
It was only 6 seconds as well, so you had to be creative because you had 6 seconds.
Yes, to really do it.
To do whatever you wanted to do, you had to make it quick and snappy. You know what I mean?
Is TikTok that evolution of Vine then?
I think at the start it was because it was like funny stuff, but now it's like you go on there, it's like, and this is why you need help, and this is why you're mentally damaged. It's just like,
those people who use TikTok, they swear by it. They're like, TikTok is the best ever. Like they'll be on there scrolling for hours. They say it's better than Insta, better than Twitter. I've got an account, but I've not posted nothing. I never use it.
I don't post, but I use to pre sometimes. But when it is, you do get lost because there's just silly things like it's different kind of content, so you can easily just time pass it so quickly. But I would say with TikTok, it depends on your algorithm to be fair, but sometimes you get the weird things that creep in that really makes you want to question life and brings down the mood really. Sorry?
Keek. That was it, Keek.
Yes!
Keek.
Oh my gosh! What a throwback.
Yeah, that was it, Keek.
Oh yes!
I don't remember that, you know.
Yeah, I remember that, Keek.
Shout out to Daniel VX in the comments.
Shout
Pick up Daniel VX.
Yeah, Keek,
when I said about versus, I didn't mean it's not going on. I meant like when a versus is happening and someone does something. Or when you go on Twitter, there's hella memes.
Yeah.
The creativity is just A1, man. People are hilarious.
Meme culture is crazy because anyone can get it and everyone is one moment away from being a meme.
1 moment away.
1 moment away. One slip up, one fuck up away
I can't lie.
from being a meme.
Yeah, my worst fear is being a meme that I don't like. I don't mind being the butt of a joke. I don't mind that. I can laugh at myself. But I don't want it to be a meme of me when I don't like myself in that light.
Yeah.
That'd be awkward.
The worst of the memes that live forever. Remember that guy, Dominic Soler?
Dominic Sinclair.
Is it Sinclair or Soler? Dominic, the one who was.
Oh no, Sinclair is from How to Get Murder. It's Soler.
The one who was giving the girl head on the stairs.
He was eating pussy on the 1st of Jan.
New Year's.
Remember? I would never forget that guy in my life.
That was years ago, but that's
I would never
basically
forget him.
every New Year's
It's
it
related.
resurfaces. It's like a cultural meme now, isn't it?
It is.
Every New Year, that picture comes up.
Like someone has it saved on their. Do you know how mad that is?
Yeah, and I think he went. Remember, he lost his job over it.
He lost everything. I don't know where he is.
The girl he was doing it with, she was one of his employees. I think they worked together at a betting shop or something. He was the manager, she was an employee, and then he hasn't been seen since.
He hasn't been seen. Like I sometimes, you know what? I'll be honest. Sometimes I have days and I think, where's that guy? Where is he? Because honestly, and back then as well, like in front was not glorified the way it is. Like, it wasn't socially accepted.
He could eat front. He was eating front in
On
public
stairs.
on the stairs. Head
Insane.
Head sore on the edge of the stairs, like.
Yeah, do you know what cute is when he came out of the situation and he licked his lips right in front of the camera
Do you know how out of it you have to be giving a girl head
on the stairs
outside in public on the
in
stairs?
public?
Like they were in a party, innit? They left the party and was frolicking on the stairs.
In a well-lit area
you know
as
how,
well.
You know how gone you have to be?
It wasn't like an alleyway. It was like well-lit.
Yeah.
Because you see their face clear.
And then I think it was even his friends who recorded it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, when that happened, that was a big meme. And that hasn't...
It's gonna live because I know his name.
Yeah.
Like, I just know... I can't even meet another Dominic in my life. But is it you?
Was it you? Was it you?
It's just crazy.
Dominic, eh? Oh.
No, what's your last name?
What's your last name?
What were you doing on the 1st of January 2016? Nah, that was absolutely mad. But there's some things that you just... Yeah, I can't be a meme. A crazy meme. I want to be a funny meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like something you say just being what people adapt to.
Yeah, like a cool meme, like a facial expression. Or,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, something like that. Not something like you done, that's dumb.
Oh.
What's I guess the funniest meme that comes to mind in the last few years?
You know, who is it? Is it Aki and Popo?
Oh yeah.
Those two for me have the best memes.
I'm missing out. Who's Aki Popo?
Aki and Popo, man.
You know the one where he walks in and he's like...
You must know Aki Popo, Mr. Yorubaland.
The two little guys from Nollywood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he puts his leg on the table. It's not sparkling.
Yeah, this is not sparkling. No, those two kill me. Their memes are the best.
No, their
This
memes
is
are
not
elite.
sparkling.
They have good memes.
Elite
They
memes.
have good memes for any. But for me though, one of my favorite memes is everything to do with Nini. Nini from Real Housewives. You definitely see her memes everywhere.
Leaks.
Nini Leaks.
Okay.
She has everything for every moment.
Serious.
She's actually a walking meme. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Nini's she definitely goes down in the Hall of Fame. Then
Yeah, I think I've seen a few from her.
My favorite Vine though is this little guy. I can't remember what exactly happened. And I think some guy was sending him off or whatever. And he's like, "You're not my dad." Ugly ass doodle head.
Ugly ass doodle head.
He was like 5. You're not my dad. And I absolutely love that. I love that. And there was, what's the other guy as well? I think something like, I think, is it to do with croissant?
Croissants.
It's like, I dropped my croissant.
I don't think I've seen that one.
He basically has a plate, yeah?
Yeah.
He has a plate and he's got a croissant there and his brother scares him out.
I'll never call this one.
And then he dropped my croissant.
You're killing me. I haven't seen that one.
It's one of my favorite Vines. Now, Vine is funny, man.
Oh man.
Vine is hilarious. Vine is so funny.
Social media, man.
And there was another one here, some little boy here, so it was like a little talent show. You know, like when you're kids, you just do little silly things.
Yeah.
He must have come to in front. It's like, so he was like with his cousins, right?
Yeah.
And he came to me and he's like, and his voice was very like squeaky. He's like, I want to sing the song. This guy just slapped him in the finger.
You are in memory lane right now, boy.
Do you know how much I just love a good Vine?
Oh man.
Oh dear.
I don't think I'm
Hilarious. I love it. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, who else is in the meme Hall of Fame?
What's his fake?
Stop! I could have dropped my croissant. Stop! I could have dropped my croissant.
The thing is it funny because it's a croissant?
It's just it's
You know what I mean?
anything. It's his demeanor. He's like,
Man said, my croissant.
my croissant.
What's his name from the UK, man? The one that wore the long leather jacket with nothing underneath.
Oh, RS.
RS, yeah.
Roll Safe.
RS got roll safe. That's it.
No, he is funny.
He has a lot of classic memes.
He is.
Yeah,
I still watch that back. You know, it's absolutely when you actually watch it. Yeah, even watching it like outside of the time when it came out.
Yeah.
It's actually timeless. It's
Yeah.
bloody
And
hilarious.
his like one when he's saying thinking,
Yeah.
that one went worldwide.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Americans
Yeah.
use it. It went
Everybody
proper
was using
global.
it.
Yeah.
I remember because he was on 3 Shots and he was saying how Anne Gilligan's
Yeah.
podcast, he was saying about how he wants to just rebrand like
Because
like he likes
he was
it.
too known for that character.
yeah, it was too known for like being a silly person.
Yeah.
But no, that was funny. Big up Kayode. That was hilarious. And Ada as well.
Is he like an actor?
Yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah, that's He
an
had a
actor.
couple of BBC shows, didn't it?
Yeah, he did. The Enterprise.
Enterprise, yeah.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
And A Dot.
Fam, A Dot is the funniest.
A
guy,
Dot
bro.
is even his apprentice. I watch it back. It's,
There's a clip that there's a clip that resurfaced the other day of when he said William.
oh, Williams.
William. Shame on you. Because what's his guy's name? The black comedian. Is it KJ the comedian?
I think so.
Him and the white guy touching the girl, innit?
Oh yeah.
And he goes, he's telling me we have Puff out here. William. You act like you never seen a woman before. Shame on you.
Ado's a legend.
No, Ado's too funny.
He's a legend.
I hate the narrative that you're not funny if all you do is an African accent.
No, because you know what it is? I think...
I hate it because, yes, you can still be funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can definitely be funny.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? I think some people lean on it as their personality.
Yeah.
And those ones I think are not funny.
Yeah.
But with A Dot, it's like he embodies an uncle. Like, because he hosted my brother's wedding.
Same.
And I've seen
not
him...
my brother's wedding, but my sister's wedding,
Yeah. So, but he's like that. So
Yeah.
the way he is naturally is that it's even like with Mike's comedy. I don't really find him funny anymore. But back then when he did his uncle thing as well,
yeah.
it's like they embody that.
Felix.
Do you get what I mean? Like, it's just that. They don't rely on just an accent. It's their mannerisms. It's the what they're saying. It's everything. Even like Don't Jealous Me. Do you remember AY Online?
AY Online.
Or A Online? No, A Online. The one who did that, the prank on his dad, that his house got robbed. And his dad was like, what is his dad's line?
No, this ain't the one I'm thinking of. Because there's a video I'm thinking of. I passed over here of this.
Oh, Iman Kellum. Yeah,
That
he's-
video of him and his dad.
That one.
Classic one.
There's about...
Is that 16?
There's about 10 memes in that one clip.
You know, you can be prosecuted for
For
that.
that, yeah.
I'm going to take it to the
14?
first class.
Funky. No, that video alone has birthed about 10
that
different memes.
video, his
Yeah.
dad is a legend for that.
I passed over here this.
That was a good one.
That was hilarious.
There's Annabelle, the white one.
No. It was Annabelle who?
Oh yeah.
Annabelle. The white one.
Yeah, I know her. She's come here a few times. It's so
You will end
funny.
up in McDonald's. You will end up in McDonald's.
Now he was erratic because he was like, and he was like, you end up in McDonald's. I mean what I said. I said what I mean. I said, huh? Yeah, that was hilarious, man. That was a good time, man.
It was.
That was a good time. That was a good time.
Hey, remember Tom Michi?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
His clip.
He had a couple good ones. Yeah.
He
Him and
did.
what's that other his friend's name?
Oh my gosh, what was Big
Dems.
Tipper?
Big Tipper.
Big up Big Tipper.
I just like to suck breasts. I just want to suck breasts. And remember that song he had? Auntie.
Oh yes, I need you.
Auntie.
That was the banger.
Or when he went to the petrol station, the guy was sleeping. He go, boss, don't sleep on the job.
Yes.
Don't sleep on the
Oh
job.
my gosh, I remember that. Nah, we've had some really iconic moments, honestly. I love it.
Or even
man.
Valentine's.
Oh, yes, Valentine is coming.
Oh, Valentine.
Where's your boyfriend? I love it, man. I absolutely love it. But outside of that, what else I love about social media? Do you know, I think we learn a lot from social media. Because I think that, like with the news and stuff, they give you what it is that benefits them to give us. Do you get what I mean? And so there's so much stuff, there's so much news around the world that we wouldn't have known if it wasn't for social media.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have known about the NSARS stuff in real time if it wasn't for social media.
Yeah.
Even like the stuff that happened with Pakistan, like there's so much stuff around the world that we would not know in real time without social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It keeps you abreast about what's happening
Yeah.
right now in real time.
Yeah.
News spreads fast. Awareness spreads very fast as well. And most of us don't sit down and watch the TV and watch news on the TV. So we get our news from social media. So it's quick, it's rapid, it's microwavable, it's there.
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
But do you guys follow like some of the like major news outlets, Twitters?
I don't, but I think, I don't know if it happens on Android, but I get alerts. So whatever big news story there is, I automatically get an alert.
What, even without you having the app?
Yeah, no, there's...
Oh yeah, iPhone just imposes it on you.
it must be an iPhone thing.
Yeah, it is an iPhone thing.
It's not a Twitter alert. It's
Basically, they've got their own news.
yeah,
app.
it's like a Apple news app.
Okay,
So anything major that happens, it just pops up on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't follow Sky News or nothing like that, no.
But they be on my timeline all the time, though.
Yeah, but I don't think
Not because anyone retweeted them, they're
you
just
don't,
there.
yeah, you don't have to follow them to even be abreast of it. It's just there. It's just there all the time. Like it's there under recommended. It's there on the trending bit. It's there from whatever retweet, whatever.
You will find out the news, boy.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
And then you've even got pages like Shadeborough or GRM. They will repost that stuff anyway. So if you don't follow the major outlets, all the other, even the gossip sites, they will post the major news stories on their page anyway. So I mean,
you can't get away from the news, boy.
So I guess with that being a good thing, I guess the bad though is you get a lot of people giving misinformation though, innit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. People haven't even forgiven. What's the girl from Black Panther? Chadwick's sister in it. Letitia Wright, isn't it?
Yeah,
they didn't forgive her.
For what?
Because the other day she was on red carpet for the premiere and she had basically the suit he had on
and
did the Wakanda. So basically during that time, she basically said she wasn't taking the vaccine and she basically came up with she spoke some conspiracy things about the vaccine.
Yeah.
And then I remember apparently it was a chance she might get fired from Black Panther because she didn't want to take the vaccine. Because you had to take the vaccine to film.
The movie got held up a few times, didn't it?
Yeah, because of her.
They stopped filming, and that's when I knew that she was going to be Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because she basically, her absence halted the whole movie.
A lot,
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, she's definitely Black Panther.
So even when she did it the other day, people were like, oh, it's cute, but you haven't forgotten.
Yeah, but she didn't do anything wrong, did she?
No, I think it was what she was saying. I think she linked it to like religion and she linked it to, she made it very, very deep. And I think around that time it was just insensitive.
Yeah.
It was just insensitive because people were dying and we were literally in the thick of it. And you're saying all that stuff, it was just like, yeah, come on, like read the room kind of thing. But there is that. So there's misinformation. There's also that desire for people, and this will come up in my word and read, but desire for people to be the first one to announce something. So when a tragedy happens, when something happens, without confirmation, people want to be like, oh, this is what happened. Yeah. And then also when things happen where, trigger warning, sorry, but say someone gets shot. Yeah. You're leaking videos. You're leaking videos of Nipsey. You're leaking videos of, like, for me, one of the craziest moments was the fact that Lauren London just found out her man has possibly passed away. Yeah. And a nurse, like a member of staff in the hospital is taking a video of her, like, oh, she's just come in, she's distraught. That idea that people have to be the first ones to break a news is sickening. Yeah.
This is unrelated, but because you mentioned the hospital, I saw a news story yesterday that a woman, she took a dead person's debit card. The person just passed away and went and bought a Snickers from the vending machine.
Do you know what?
How random is that?
It's so random. How do we know the person didn't give permission to do that?
Just before.
Before you died.
Why? What is that? The dying wish? Get yourself a Snickers. Like what?
Why'd you say it like that?
No, because they're dying, isn't it?
It might just be like, oh, do you know what, lunch is on me, hun? And then,
lunch is on me. I'm about to die. I'm talking about lunch is on me.
Yeah, because that's like gratitude for how well you've taken care of me.
Maybe it was a surprise.
What are you guys talking about? If I'm dying, you think I'm thinking about, here's my card, go get yourself something nice.
I don't think you should be prosecuted for that.
For taking a dead person's debit card and going to go and buy yourself a Snickers.
It was just one Snickers.
Yeah, it's 50p.
Yeah, come on. You can afford. Okay, inflation 75p.
No, I'm firing her. That's a gross act of misconduct. No, use your own debit card, man. What the fuck is going on?
Because maybe they didn't have money and they're just like, you know what?
Yeah.
You don't need it.
It's true.
That's it. Anyway, sorry, I was random.
Yeah.
We're talking about the other bad side of things, right? Yeah. So I think, misinformation. I think clout chasing. I think, especially depending on what age you are, feeling the pressure of social media. Living up to the body image, living up to the lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
Feeling like you're behind. Feeling
imposter syndrome is.
Imposter syndrome. There's all
serious.
They say that there's a lot of depression and anxiety and all that stuff because of social media and people seeing their peers or their age mates doing X, Y, Z, and they want to emulate, copy. They feel like they're inadequate or they're behind if they're not doing what they're seeing, not knowing that this is just a highlight reel.
Exactly.
Like people aren't showing you the bad stuff happening in their life. You're just seeing, and a lot of it is, some of it's fake anyway. People are pretending, people are fronting. And you're getting lured in by the front and it's affecting your mental.
Your real life.
Not knowing that these people that you're following are pretending. So,
do you guys, obviously don't mention no names, but do you guys know of people personally like
that be lying?
This guy don't live this life, or this girl don't live this life?
I think I know it with, I don't know people that do lifestyle that well, actually that's a lie, I do. But I see mainly, for me, when I think that mainly is to do with when it's sided with women. So when they're online, like, don't accept this. I'm like,
Yeah,
your reality.
Yeah, that's. I don't know men
Ma'am.
who pretend to have money and live lifestyle and don't, but I know women who don't live up to the type of tweets that they put out, or the rhetoric that they put out, and then even I don't know, knowing someone's reality versus what they're portrayed online.
Portrayed online, yeah.
It doesn't have to do with doesn't really have to be financial, just anything.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's always interesting.
Like, you know, even listening to podcasts and hearing your friends lie. Isn't it?
Oh, is that so?
Isn't it? Okay, that never happened.
You know?
You know what I mean?
I was using up the tea for content. All right then.
Jazzing it up a bit.
Hey, Fourth King.
Well, obviously, like our experience, because of our age and whatnot, is completely different. But do you guys have insight into kind of like what it's like for people who are like 12, 13 and...
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's it like for them on social media?
For them, it's a lot of
Hold on,
pressure.
do they have social? What's the age for social media?
It's 13, but the kids don't be... It should be 13, but the kids don't... They just lie by their age.
Yeah.
On there. Because even my little sister, she's... How old is that girl now? She's 12 or 13. She's 12. Yeah, I think she's 12. And like I know conversations I have to have with her. So with them, because it's like... So obviously, for example, right, I grew up with like seeing Jen jealous of me doing what he's doing and whatever. But I'm a different
shit,
kind of man. Shit, man. But like I'm aware that this guy's older than me. So I don't compare what I've achieved in life to him because I know that he's older than me. Do you get me? And I think back then as well, that celebrities and people that were popular was very far removed from your reality. They're literally people that you just saw. And I think with more social media platforms has made it very like easy to have access to these people. So I think with the younger generation, they don't see the difference in ages. Do you get me? They don't understand that I'm much older. So even like my little sister talking about makeup, I'm like, ma'am, you don't have several seats. But for her, it's like I've got older sisters, and because that she understands the things that we do, she gets, you know what I mean, the music, the social media, whatever it is. It's like we're age mates. We're really not. Do you get me? So I think with the younger kids, it's a lot of that. They don't understand that this person is different to you. But then again, it's a different time for them because I guess they get to see, because when I was younger and I'm watching like Taina, I'm watching Sister, it didn't see, like, even though like, I mean, I'd never wanted to be an actor anyway, but I just saw that I just knew that they were different to me.
Yeah.
But I think with social media, it makes things so accessible where like little kids are like, oh no, I want to be Jojo Siwa. Like, do you mean they want to be what it is they're seeing because it just looks so, it's just right there for them.
Yeah.
So I think they are living in a different time because obviously people do get famous off of just doing a TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, look at like Victor Kunda, for example. Absolutely, his videos are hilarious. And he's gone from doing that to now doing like runway. Yeah. He's out here now basically modeling for the biggest brands in the world. Do you get what I mean? So I think the accessibility to success is different for them. And I think with that comes many more problems. And I think with that as well, with all the social media stuff as well, I just don't think it's very healthy. Because even with us, even though social media we saw it happen in our time, we still not many people have control over their consumption of it and their relationship with it. Sure. And with the younger kids, I think it's a lot worse because it's theirs, essentially. Do you get what I mean? Like, we were already alive when it came. It's growing up with them. Yeah. Because you got like 10-year-olds having iPhones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like you're saying, in terms of opportunities, it's great, innit? You can become a star overnight on social media. So many opportunities can come from it. You can be discovered on there. I think the downside of it is an over-reliance and dependent on social media. It's like, I feel like it's such a part of our lives that if, for example, your Instagram page was down for a bit, you might have a little mini...
Oh my gosh.
Attack or something.
They got me yesterday.
I saw that. There was a lot of...
Oh, is it?
I was suspended yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was bare accounts got suspended. It was like a glitch.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, did I?
Oh, you thought it was you?
That's bad. I went on there, yeah. Then the message came up talking about you violated the community guidelines. I said, what did I do?
Yeah.
Violated community guidelines. Your account suspended. You got 30 days to blah, blah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So then I did that. So then I had to do it like a 2-step verification thing. Then I did it. And then like locked me out. It just didn't work. And it said, yeah, can't be connected. And I thought, I don't really like social media anyway, because I basically, if I didn't do what I did, I would not be on social media.
Yeah.
So I was going to be like, whatever, man. Then I said, we're on road tomorrow, man. So I was like, do you know what? So I started thinking, I said, you know what, I'll just leave off my burner. Because I kind of do that anyway. So if I deactivate sometimes, I use my burner to gather information that I need to get. Do you get me? Into my research.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got. And a part of me did think, if you think I'm starting over again, you're on another thing. But the first thing I thought was, crap, my pictures. Because I was like, I don't know if I've still got a lot of those pictures. And for me, first thing I thought was my memories. I thought, because you know that when we were younger, I even saw someone tweet yesterday. She was saying how when she has kids, she's going to actively make sure she prints pictures and have photo albums. Because remember, our parents had photo albums upon photo album. Well, we just have it on our phone. Your phone dies, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the first thing I thought. Oh no, like my memories.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Is over reliance on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you had no access to your Instagram or your social media for X amount of time, you might feel detached from what's happening. Because I feel like we communicate a lot more via social media than we do picking up the phone, calling our friends, or on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Most of our communication comes from Insta stories, comments, liking, and if that's taken away from us, we might feel like we're out of the loop. Because it happened to me before. I remember my account got taken by some hacker guy.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it was for like a week. And I felt very much out of the loop. And especially because a lot of things I do
revolves around social media.
Based. I got to promote my endeavors, businesses, podding, I was negotiating with this guy, This
Not negotiating.
No, because he messaged me on another page, on my fitness page, saying, I'm the one who took your account down. If you want if you want it back, you got to pay me.
Do you know who it is?
No, it could be anyone. It was a hacker, innit? So that's his business. Take your page down, find a means to contact you and bribe you or blackmail you essentially, innit?
How much are you going to pay him, Yusuf?
I didn't pay him anything.
But how much were you negotiating?
No, he was asking me for £200.
He was down bad.
I was hoping for more. just to give this story a bit more vim.
I
want 10K by midnight. You know what? Like, man said £200. I didn't pay him. You know what's so funny? I
start a new page.
I persuaded him to give. You know how I got my page back?
Oh, you actually gave it back?
I talked him in to give him my page back.
How?
I made him, basically, we were going back and forth for time.
About what? Like, I'm not giving you a page. No, I want it back. No,
I can tell he was basically, so I'm basically I'm being like an older guy.
Okay.
Right? I'm making him see the errors in his ways.
But you don't have to do this.
You don't have to do this, man.
You're better than this.
There's other options. You're better than this. This is uncalled for. No, I'm playing. So I'm basically reasoning with him, innit? I'm telling him why I need my page. But I'm not trying to pay the guy, innit? I'm trying to get my page back, innit?
Yeah.
But he's on a okay, like.
So he's not even a serious criminal.
Yeah, I'm like, I can tell that he's on the edge of just saying, you know what, just take your page back, innit? So I'm like, so I'm just hanging in there, you know what? And then eventually it was a case of, all right, I'll give you your page back, but you got to pay me XYZ. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll pay you. Give me my page back. Block.
Change the password.
If you're seeing this now, leave me alone, nigga. Leave me the fuck alone.
That's mad. That's so funny.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. But anyway, for that week, I did feel like I was detached from what was going on because I had no page. I couldn't promote the pod. I couldn't promote this. I couldn't promote that. So I realized that there was an over-reliance on social media. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be in a place where if my page was to go, even if socials were non-existent, I could still thrive. So that's one thing I don't like about it, is the over-reliance on it.
Yeah. Because I have to take breaks, man. I just can't. But I realized that when I'm on social media too much, I start to notice telltale signs for me that I'm on there a bit too much. And I remember, because I tend to deactivate anyway. And I remember one time, like, I was deactivated for like nearly a month. And even though on my pod, we don't necessarily talk about like stuff that's trending, but here and there, it's relevant to whatever it is we're talking about.
Yeah.
I was coming here on like a spiritual, so why are we like this kind of vibe? And the quiz like, have you seen what happened? I was like, no. And it was weird because it was like, I'm literally having to learn get tea from her. And I'm like, wow, like so much is happening kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's weird because I never feel like I'm missing out. I mean, thankfully, the spirit of FOMO never catches me. Like, I never ever feel FOMO, and I'm so happy. I'm so glad about that. But
yeah, same. I'm not really.
I'm not a FOMO person.
FOMO babes.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I'm fine.
It's more for me. It's more missing out on like information.
Yeah, like unfortunately,
Like-
I feel like I should know.
Yeah. Because on my all I really do on my Instagram is check like stuff I'm interested in.
Yeah.
My explore page is full of music, sports, memes, trainers. I speak to some of the man them and like just what's your explore page like? Just booties
Just
and
ass.
training
Cheeks,
video.
bikinis.
If you want to know who a person is,
Go on the
go to the
explore
explore
page.
page on Instagram.
Do you know what's so funny?
Trust me.
I know that because I said I would never do that. I remember, so one time when I was much younger and I was dating a guy, I went through his likes on Twitter and I said, I'm never do that again. I mean, I found out he had a girlfriend too.
Okay.
But yeah, I said explore page and likes. You have, that is, if you're ready to just, if you want to leave and you just need something to just say, go and leave, do that.
It's all on the phone, bro.
Oh,
Good morning.
sorry.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, what you guys saying?
We're good, thank
good,
you.
how
What's
are
your
you?
name?
I guess I'm here permanently now, and as a ghost of Koi.
Not the ghost of Koi.
What are you saying, Quay?
How are you?
Yeah, man, it's a sad day, innit? But you know what I mean. I'm good anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in on the topic. But one thing that I would change about social media is I think everyone should have a verified account. I think like there should be accounts on social media because obviously not just like all the racism and all that stuff, but I think it leads to better things for the app because think about it this way, if everyone had to have like the real identity and like the real age, you can kind of filter your social media to only see thoughts from people in your age group. So if you're like a younger person who's like 16 or something, you'll need to be seeing a 30-year-old's opinion about something that is like a passing thought that will end up staying in your head, and then now you're like internalizing whatever the trauma is or whatever the hell is going on. But if you're still someone who's like interested in finding that stuff, there's still podcasts and stuff you can listen to. But just a passing thought on Twitter, you don't know how well thought out the idea is. But yeah, that's basically it. And it'll get rid of all that rubbish that's on the internet anyway.
We say that again?
It'll get rid of bots as well.
Oh, bots, you said?
Yeah. They need to climb down on the people because they are weird.
Yeah, because some people are sitting on like 1,000 followers and really they have like 20 of them. It's a joke.
Oh yeah, my followers now, innit?
That'd be mad. There's something they clear out of that. I remember that on Instagram.
Yeah, and there were some celebrities who might have had 10 million and then
they were down
after
to
the purge
6.
they had like 2.
Yeah, it was mad. And a lot of influencers. Obviously, even their bag because they go off getting deals off the followers they have.
Yeah.
And it was, I think that's probably why people move to engagement.
Yeah, engagement, reach.
Yeah, because them followers, you'll be buying followers anyway.
True.
Even that's wild, you know.
But you can always tell though. When you see someone who's got 100,000 followers, you go to their pictures, 12 likes.
Yeah.
No comments. I'm like, yeah, this is fake.
embarrassing.
This is
I
fake.
thought people stopped doing that though.
No.
That used to be a thing more so years ago, I thought.
Yeah, no, I think so. I don't know if people do it now, but I know years ago it was definitely a thing. Definitely a thing.
So what goes to Koi? Like how
Keep running with this.
I like the fact that you're calling it that. Hilarious.
This is a thing now.
Yeah,
okay.
of course. That's my government.
Okay.
I'm changing my passport tomorrow.
All right, love to see it.
No, Gok.
Yusuf. It ain't even 9 a.m. yet.
Ghost of Koi, innit? Isn't that how you say it?
Oh, Gok.
Yeah, Gok.
I thought he said cock. My bad.
Why would I call him Cock?
I don't know.
Get your mind out the gutter,
I,
man.
yes, I
that.
need a cleanse. Yes, I know. It's mad.
how much would you say you rely on Twitter or Instagram?
I can't lie, I'm on Twitter all the time. Like, I can't like that's like I know I need to detach from it, but I do understand what Yulo was saying about having like an over-reliance on social media because I feel like every time, like, you know, when Twitter just goes down for like a couple of hours, everyone's like scrambling, like everyone's running around like, what happened? Yo, it's working. And it's just like, it's really not that deep. All you have to do is put your phone down for a couple of hours, but it's...
Yeah, we're addicted to our phones.
We actually are. Do you know I always clock it? When I go on the train, for example, everyone's head's just down on their phone.
Yeah.
There's like 1-2 people reading newspapers.
No, we're too reliant on our phones.
Even I get mad when I go on the train, yeah, and then like I go on the tunnel and I lose reception.
I said I get mad.
The thing is, it's like
I get mad.
It's what we do in us. It's like any moment we have free, we're on our phone. Like I remember the other day, I went to the O2, but I left my phone at home, innit? By accident. I was with my girl, and she went to the toilet, and I was waiting outside.
You're just looking around.
Yeah.
I was alone with my thoughts, looking around, just thinking to myself, and I was thinking about bare random stuff.
What am I gonna eat this week?
Yeah, if I had my phone on me, I just would have been on the gram scrolling quickly while she's in the toilet. Okay, cool, you're back. But I was just there like, ooh, life. You know, pondering and shit.
So how are we doing, Yusuf?
Yeah. Made me realise that, I think, and even in the gym, like in between sets.
Yeah.
A quick little scroll,
Yeah,
WhatsApp,
for real.
text, okay, next set.
Yeah.
Set done.
Do you know, I've tried to do that, where I don't look at my phone and I'm literally sitting there, my thoughts. I feel weird.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there and I feel like if someone walked in, they'd be like, why is she just sitting there?
Yeah, it's like, it's what we do to fill any quick little gap
gaps.
of
100%.
time,
Yeah.
we use our phone. You know what I mean?
Hate to see it, man.
All right, before we move on, let me ask you this question.
Is this the caller? Sorry, the caller's still here. Is the caller
No,
gone?
I think you left.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's gone. All right, yes. So Brent, if you don't mind, do a poll as well, yeah. I think Elon Musk was floating with the idea of potentially charging people for blue ticks.
Yeah.
I think it's like $20 a month.
Yeah, I saw that.
A month?
Yes. Would you guys do it?
No, not on Twitter. I don't really use Twitter like that.
Okay.
On Insta, I was going to piggyback off what the caller said, right? I've been catfished on Instagram more times than I would like to, like,
Really?
so many times. Yeah, people take my pictures, make a page,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and it's like, and I remember one particular page, people that I knew were following the page.
Do you know what it is?
They were thinking it was a backup or something like.
Yeah. So basically, it's because I've had that a few times recently, and respectfully, what I do, I block the original person and the blocker because I'm sorry, if you were a target, I might be close, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So basically, what people do, they clone your page so well, and then the buy they put is, oh, my previous page was hacked, blah blah. So you don't really have a reason to think that this isn't Yusuf's page. You get what I mean? But what I clocked is sometimes I remember that I just saw a post from Yusuf.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's just weird. And I think also you can tell by the quality of the pictures. You can tell that the picture was screenshot from your page.
Yeah.
And so it's like quite
A bit pixelated.
It's given Android, respectfully. Do you get
Yeah,
me?
exactly.
Yeah, you got it.
I found so many. So if there's a way to protect people from that, I know verified ticks are a way to, but obviously verified ticks are only given to people, celebrities or people who have. I think if you have to have like articles and publish stuff in the media and the news, whatever. But if there's some type of way to protect people from getting catfished, then yeah, because like I said, my page has been duplicated so many different times.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay though. I would just get to a place where I get it for free.
But
I like paying for stuff.
But say you get it for free, but like in order to maintain it, you have to do that.
Take it then. I'm sorry, I can't be paying. I can't add that to my list of bills every month. Then again, when I'm rich, I wouldn't really. It wouldn't be anything. But even then, like, I don't want to pay for validation.
But is it paying for validation? Is it more so maybe allowing you to get through certain doors to do certain things?
No, that's how I would feel.
Okay.
I feel like because that's social media is not. To be honest, it's not where I want to be. Like I look forward to getting to a place in my career where I don't have to be on social media, where it will just be a case where I might have someone who posts stuff for me and that's it. Or I don't want to be on there. I have no business on there. Do you get what I mean? So for me, I do see it as some form of validation because I feel like I should get the opportunity I'm getting anyway. Like you able to, if you want to find me, you find me. Do you get what I mean? And I think with social media, it's a lot of, in different ways, is validation. When people get verified, I know that if I got verified, I'd be very excited about it. Yeah. But that's because I feel like, oh, I'm somebody. Do you get what I mean? And I don't like that evoking that emotion from me. So I'd rather just not.
Yeah, and obviously when you get to a certain level of fame, you don't need social media.
Yeah.
Like Beyonce doesn't need social media.
That's true.
Jay-Z doesn't need social media. Drake doesn't need social media.
Yeah.
He's
insistent using it though, but yeah.
Yeah, they're bigger than that. They can release music, whatever. But obviously you have to reach a certain level of notoriety first.
But do you think that's actually the case though, where they don't need social media?
Yeah, because for example, there's a time when Jay-Z wasn't on social media.
True.
And he only made one recently, and then when he tweets and he comes off it, before he was on social media, did he need it?
Mate, even closer to home, Stormzy wasn't on social media for 2 months, 2 years.
Yeah,
or was it 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
And he just only got it back. And even then, it's never run by his management. Because I think some places where and that's my goal, is to get to a place where I don't have to rely on social media.
But then again, Stormzy was quiet for that time, maybe.
No, he was in Glastonbury, was doing all sorts.
Yeah.
During the time he was...
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, because they were doing too much with him. And so he said, all right, bye. You don't get access to me like that. Because Stormzy just wanted to joke around and just play. But he's just making jokes and whatever, and it's always in the news. He's like, okay, don't worry about that. I won't make any jokes then.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a burner, who knows? But even then, the Stormzy that people know wasn't on there. I think social media is just way too much, man.
Yeah, and
we need to detach.
let's not forget, your endeavors will still make it to social media anyway. So news sites, blog sites, music sites, whatever, for Stormy, for example, they're still going to post what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, he don't have to post it himself, so
Yeah.
other platforms will keep you relevant without you having to post personally.
Yeah, someone made a fair point there. Someone said how Beyonce and them they blew up before social media. That is true.
Yeah.
However, some people are out here acting a fool on social media.
Like
even though they blew up
Beyonce
before.
doesn't even do interviews.
Yeah.
Like Beyonce doesn't have a media presence.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have to.
Even like someone like Adele. You think about it, like Adele just comes out with music every 2-3 years. She does whatever tour she does at the time. And that's it, we don't hear from her again.
Yeah.
Until she's like, oh guys, I've got another song for you.
And now she's out here with Rich Paul.
With a black man.
The most random couple I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I love random couples. I'm just like,
That
what was the
couple
thought
is
process
so
behind that
random, bro.
What is the thought process behind that? But nah, man.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Let's get into our next headlines.
That headline takes us to Brazil. You know what? Today's headlines kind of seem like a part 2 of yesterday. Not as bad, but just kind of updates, right? So yesterday we spoke about Brazil getting a new president. Well, this update is that this Brazilian president, the one who just lost, doesn't want to leave.
Okay.
So basically, at the time I documented this, more than 17 hours has passed since Brazil's electoral chief declared Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva the winner of the presidential election. However, the defeated incumbent, Jair Bolsonaro, has yet to concede. So the far-right president is said to have gone to sleep after he narrowly lost to his left-wing arch-rival. His silence is raising concern that he may not accept the result. He has in the past cast unfounded doubts on the voting system. Combative statements from Mr. Bolsonaro in the past, such as only God could remove me from office, mean there's a tense wait for him to appear in public. Brazil's Superior Electoral Court announced that Lula had won the runoff of the presidential election just minutes before 8 p.m. on Sunday. With all the votes counted, Lula had 50.9% of the valid votes against Bolsonaro's 49.1%. In his victory speech, Lula touched on the political rift running through Brazil, which further deepened during a bitterly fought and often acrimonious election campaign. He said, "This country needs peace and unity. This population doesn't want to fight anymore." He said that and also promised to govern for all Brazilians and not just those who had voted for him. Congratulations has poured in from all across the world, including from the leaders of Britain, China, France, India, and Russia. Even US President Biden said that the win came from a flowing, free, fair, and credible election. But even though it is traditional for the losing candidate to phone the winner and to make a statement acknowledging their defeat, Mr. Bolsonaro has so far remained silent. So yeah, hopefully he does something and, he makes it easy. But it doesn't look too good at the moment. Hopefully, his supporters don't just go off on one and start attacking people. But yeah, next headline takes us to Esther's favorite country.
Let's go.
Nigeria. So a top advisor to Nigeria's government has described as irresponsible and unnecessary the recent warnings by several Western countries of possible terror attacks in the capital Abuja and elsewhere in the country. So speaking after a meeting of Nigeria's intelligence and military chiefs on Monday, chaired by the president, National Security Advisor Babagana Monguno told journalists that any exaggerated sense of insecurity was unfounded and that the situation in Abuja was under control. There were similar words from the Foreign Minister, Jeffrey Onyema, who said Nigeria's government was in full engagement with foreign partners to make sure cooperation with them is a constructive one and not an alarmist one. Last week, the US, the UK, Canada, Ireland, and Australia all warned of possible terror attacks in parts of Nigeria and urged their citizens against traveling there. The alert sparked public anxiety and tension across the country as it grapples with various security problems, including violence by extremist groups and kidnappings for ransom by armed criminal gangs. Yeah, so they're upset about the fact that, telling the world the truth, basically.
Honestly, all right. People that can't take accountability. Crazy.
And our next headline is an update about yesterday's, what we reported on yesterday in India. A tragic incident with the bridge that collapsed. And basically the police have come out in the Indian state of Gujarat and they have arrested 9 people in connection with the collapse of that pedestrian bridge that killed at least 141 people.
That's mad.
Yeah. 4 of those detained are employees. It's funny.
It's
not funny. Exactly. You were saying this yesterday.
I did.
4 of those detained as employees of a firm contracted. 4 of those detained are employees of a firm contracted to maintain the bridge. As reported yesterday, hundreds were on the bridge when it gave way, sending people screaming for help into the river below in the dark. Hopes of finding more survivors are fading, and many children, women, and elderly people are among the dead. The 140-year-old suspension bridge, which is a major local tourist attraction, had been reopened only last week after being repaired, so-called. Police investigating Sunday evening's disaster say the 9 people arrested are all associated with Oriva Group, which is the firm contracted to maintain and operate the bridge. Senior Officer Ashok Kumar Yadav said that they are being investigated for culpable homicide, not amounting to murder. Of the 9, 2 workers managers, while 2 workers ticket booking clerks for that same company at the bridge site. The other 5 are accused, including 2 people contracted to repair the structure, as well as security personnel at the bridge. There are no immediate responses from Areva to the news of the arrests. Earlier, a company spokesman told the Indian Express newspaper that while we are waiting for more information, prima facie, the bridge collapsed as too many people were in the midsection. We're trying to sway it from one side to the other. Can you imagine? That's the reason why.
People are doing Daredevil.
People were doing all types of, yeah.
That's scary, boy.
So yeah, that's the end of the headline.
From one side to the next. Then they all did that collectively.
Yeah, I think so.
But there'll be people who didn't do it.
Yeah,
And now
exactly.
do you know what I mean? And now
Yeah.
you're in the foolishness.
Yeah, sad, man.
That's hard, man.
Yeah, that's the end of the headlines.
Alrighty, well, let's get into Word on Road. So, sorry, I'm so sorry. I've just got an update on something. Just trying to send it to myself quickly. I haven't got much for you guys today, but it's not the most positive Word on Road I've ever done. But yeah, so basically, did anyone ever actually watch I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Couple years back when it first started.
Yeah, I used to like that, but I don't really watch TV like that again.
I mainly watched it to see whether or not I would do any of these challenges.
Was there any challenges you've ever seen and you thought I will do that?
Some of them, yeah. The ones I wouldn't do, you know, the ones where they put you in like a box and they just unleash rats on you.
What are you gonna say?
Fucking.
Oh.
But I said it anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you know the ones where they put you in a box. You're blindfolded and they just you're like this and there's bare rats, so you got to stay still while they're calling you. Nah.
Do you know what? I can't do that anyway. This makes me sick.
Yeah.
But like for me, I'm just like these things are rubbing off my lips.
The ones involving insects, I'm not really scared of insects, but I'm scared of rodents.
Yeah,
I don't fuck with rodents. Sorry, I swear.
I can't do insects because that's like spiders and stuff as well, isn't it?
Yes, but
Cockroaches.
I think I could deal with spiders, but I can't deal with rodents. I can't.
Yeah, I can't do anything that's got. Make you this conversation get itch. Oh my gosh, I can't do anything that's got like fur and stuff on it.
Or even the ones where you got to
Like
eat,
hairs.
you got to eat weird things like kangaroo
Like a kangaroo's
balls
dick.
or yeah, them type of things. Yeah. Glizzies.
In it, kangaroo's
Kangaroo
dick in a
glizzy.
smoothie. Like what the hell? It's wild. But basically, a new season's coming up, and they've announced the lineup. So I'm going to tell you guys the lineup for anyone who is interested. Boy George is going to be on there.
Okay.
He's an interesting character because
I haven't
basically
seen or heard from Boy George in God knows how long.
that's what I was going to say. But I watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Not the last 2 seasons. I think I'm stepping away from these things. But anyways, he's friends with one of the girls on there.
Okay.
So he's made feature appearances on there. He's a very funny guy. So he's on there. Also Mike Tyndall, he's a rugby player.
Okay.
And he's actually married to Princess Anne's daughter, Zara Tyndall. Also another guy called Chris Moyles, he's a radio DJ.
Yeah, no Christmas.
Yeah. Owen Warner, he played Romeo in Hollyoaks. So he's an actor.
Okay.
Sue Cleaver, so she was in Coronation Street.
Okay.
Charlene White, you all know her?
Yeah, that's my friend's sister.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Karina.
The ITV lady, and she's on Loose Women.
Yeah.
You definitely recognise her.
Oh, yeah.
So she's on there. Scarlett Douglas. She's a presenter of A Place in the Sun. She's another black woman as well. Jill Scott.
Jill Scott. As
No,
in,
it's not. No, it's not. Hold you. It's the white one.
I got excited, man.
Yes. Nah, this is a retired England lioness. So she's an ex-football player. Mm-hmm. I got that right?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Babatunde Aleshe.
Okay.
The comedian.
Babatunde.
I don't know about Babatunde, Abi.
Let's see.
Babatunde.
Yeah, man.
Baba.
Jeez.
Funke.
Nah, you know Babatunde, yeah? Going back to comedians. He was, before A-Dot, for me, he was the funniest
Really?
comedian who done the African accent.
Okay.
He was, I remember when I was in uni, I used to see him perform. He's a guy. He's a guy for me.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, so he's on there as well.
Yeah.
And Olivia Atwood, and she was on Love Island.
Olivia Atwood. I'm not sure that is.
I don't know. I didn't watch Love Island back then, so her.
Nah.
It's difficult to get
She looks a bit
with
familiar.
these
but
girls with these
they all
fillers and all
look,
that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, so those are the people that are going in.
Okay.
Do you know what I think with TV? Because I actually enjoyed watching these things, but we've moved away from we've moved to streaming services now.
Yeah.
So if y'all want to, you're gonna put this on Netflix or something.
No, but Love Island was on.
Yeah, but Love Island is different though. Love
But
Island.
the thing is, I don't think I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of It. It's for us anyway. It's for the older generation.
Is it? Because I used to watch when I was younger though.
Because I think maybe now, like when I think of I'm a Celebrity, I think of middle-aged, white families watching it. I don't think of us lot watching it, unless the lineup was for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Babatunde in there, but it's not really. You know what I mean, the whole lineup as a whole is not given for me anyway. So I don't think I'll be tuning in.
It's crazy. But yeah, man. Okay, well, let's move on. So that's that on that news. The next news is very, very, very sad. Very heartbreaking. Davido lost his 3-year-old son.
Yeah, before you read that, I saw it and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, passed away.
That's sad.
And they literally just celebrated his birthday like 3 days ago. He just turned 3 days ago.
They said the cause of death?
Drowning.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, so he drowned in the house pool. And yeah, so let me read the statement from so this is from Linda Keji's blog. So she's a famous Nigerian blogger, like she knows what she does. So she said, this is the most difficult news. Ifeanyi Adeleke, which is the child's name, the 3-year-old son of music star Davido, and his fiancée Chioma Rowland has sadly died. The tragic death occurred on Monday, 31st of October. Ifeanyi died by drowning at his dad's home. He was rushed to hospital in Lekki, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The couple had travelled for a family gathering to Ibadan yesterday and had left Ifeanyi with his minders, who can't explain how he entered the pool without being noticed and drowned. We gathered that some of the people at Davido's house when the incident happened have been arrested. A distraught and inconsolable Davido was removed from the hospital and taken to his father's house, where he remains at present time. Quite a number of Davido's industry friends are at hospital with him as well. So she said, this is so sad. May God give Davido and Chioma the fortitude to bear this deep loss. Yeah. And when I said I was getting an update, 8 people have basically been arrested. So obviously knowing that the parents were away, because it's just like, anyway, so basically it says his nanny and 8 others have been arrested over his death. At least 9 persons, including his nanny and the cook, have been arrested by the police in connection with the death. So essentially, they basically just weren't looking after him when they should have. They missed him, and he was in the pool.
Remember the same thing happened with D'banj.
D'banj, yeah. So D'banj as well. He lost his 1-year-old son. He drowned as well.
Damn.
Yeah, it's very, very, very sad. Like,
this is chilling.
Do you know what it is? Like Davido's lost so the losses Davido suffered in the past year or 2 years has been mad. Like, he's lost his best friend. Like, he's lost his bodyguard who was there with him from day one, who was basically his best friend. Like, he lost people, and he just keeps going and going, and he would show up for the show for whatever commitments he's got and just stay happy-go-lucky and everything. But this is just...
Yeah, this is heartbreaking news.
Very heartbreaking. I saw it yesterday, and I really was just hoping it was rumours. I was really just praying that it was all a rumour. Neither of them have spoken out because they wouldn't, man. To be honest. But yeah, it's just very, very sad, very, very sad news, and just praying for their healing, because this could really be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And they just got back together as well, he and Chioma. So they were together when she had the baby, I believe, and then they were due to get married, and then they broke up, and they only just got together, and they literally had a great birthday with this boy.
Oof.
3 days ago. just over the week, just on the weekend.
Thinking about it's giving me chills.
It's
Honestly.
sad. It's so.
Yeah.
It's very sad, but just praying for the healing, praying for closure, praying for peace.
Sorry, that's the only child they have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got other kids because he's got like other baby mums, but
Yeah.
in terms of both of them, that's the
Yeah, okay.
that's the only son.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it's very, very sad.
I didn't know you had other kids. I thought it was just.
Yeah, this is why I know this is not the time and everything, but might lift up the mood a little bit. But this is why I always say that he's compared to some other people's goats, this kid, he does a good job because he's got 3 baby mums.
Okay.
And each of them he's set like they're all set, like he's helped them. I don't want to say he's set them necessarily because I think one of them was like already doing her thing, but he's made sure that they're all set good, business wise. That they're all boss women in in everything that they do. Do you get me? Where if anything was to happen to him, the kids are always going to be fine because their mums are doing what they need to be doing. Do you get me? But so this is their only child. It's just so sad, honestly. Like it's just so sad, man. But I really just pray for him because. Yeah, but someone I think it's good that people need to be held accountable.
100%.
But what happens in those cases? As in, so this is down to child
negligence,
right?
Yeah.
What can people be reprimanded for that?
Do you know what? It's because I think in this country, you will face some kind of time.
Okay.
For negligence.
Okay.
But I think in Nigeria, you know how Nigeria is different. So even with the people, I kind of feel bad for them. Because in Nigeria, it's a power dynamic anyway.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to rot in jail. Do you get what I mean? It's because here, like you have a sentence after however much time you spend, that's it. But in Nigeria, it's a lot of power play. First of all, is Davido's child.
Yeah.
That's already a different thing.
Yeah.
Regardless, depending on what they were doing. Because with kids as well, to be fair, like kids do slip away from your sight.
Yeah.
They do slip away from your sight. But the thing is, that is all well and fine when nothing happens. When something bad happens, it's a bigger thing.
Yeah, 100%.
So it will be interesting. But I think with the people I can't lie, it's a bad day for them.
Oh, horrendous day.
Exactly. I was just thinking that if they've been in their posts, right, for years, Davido probably, I'm assuming, and I don't know, probably when they cool down a bit, they'll probably realize maybe these guys didn't do anything. So
I
think
I don't think it was foul play.
No, I don't think. But it's like
I think it's just like I'm sure 1 or 2 people were in charge of him. Like for example, the cook was in the kitchen cooking. So that
so
there was probably 1 or 2 people who were actually designated to take care of him.
Yeah, the nanny was the first one to get
Those
arrested.
are the ones that need to be reprimanded.
Yeah, so he's actually got a nanny.
Yeah,
so the nanny's the first to be arrested, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do think the Davido, not that Davido I know him personally, but the way he is, I can't imagine him being someone like, do you know what? As part of my healing, it's what it is. Like you're not gonna rot in jail, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I just think things are different when it's your child.
Yeah.
And again, this man has suffered he's had at least 3 people die in the last year. Yeah. Very, very close to him, kind of thing. And you just don't know when it's now gonna spill.
Yeah.
And so there's just so much grieving in that kind of thing.
Listen, when it comes to kids, you can't turn your back for a second, bro.
You can't, man.
I'm babysitting my nephew. I put him down for a second. This guy's running to the kitchen,
Mate.
Like, you know what I mean? You got to make sure you watch. You got to watch them
vigilantly. It's honestly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's just very, very sad, man. But
I hope people back home don't say stupid things, because you remember back in the day where I think 2 of his friends, I'm not sure.
In the day, they did with the Banji's kid. When the Banji's son died, people are out here talking about it's money ritual. They sacrifice the child. Like
I was thinking that earlier, but I didn't want to take it there. But I know that's people always think that all the time. Oh
because,
this is a sacrifice for his fame and
but just because they did it with you're right. They did it with Davido. Yeah. Everyone has passed away with Davido.
Yeah.
Oh, watch his career do this now. But there's so because even something that really annoyed me. So his foster brother posted something, and I just thought, big man, what's your problem? His post was, the revelation was taken for granted. God, we are so sorry.
Revelation?
You know how Nigerians believe that there's always some kind of... Someone would have had a dream.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we took it for granted. God, we're so... Like, do you think that in this time, this is what anybody wants to hear?
Yeah.
Even if it was shown to you, sorry, Joseph the Dreamer, even if it was shown to you, do you think this is when people want to hear that? Nigerians can be so insensitive in the way that they do with him. But I think, to be fair though, things that I am seeing is like, everyone just saying, like, it's just love. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
it should
anything
be.
negative, which is good.
Yeah.
And I've even seen people saying like, listen, I'm not believing until Davido speaks out because this is mad. And people are like, people shouldn't. So I'm only reporting it because I've seen like blogs that can be sued say it. Do you get what I mean? I don't expect Davido or Chioma to come out and talk right now kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Linda is a credible source kind of thing. That's the reason why I'm talking about it. Because I saw it yesterday and I said, I'm not talking about this until I see something that is... So I did my research when I found that. But I'm even seeing people saying that until Davido said something, I'm not.
Yeah.
That the people are sending prayers.
Yeah. And to be fair, I feel like it's one of those horrible... the news is so horrible that if it wasn't true, they would have come out and said, God forbid.
Yeah. I think they would have.
Didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So...
It's mad. It's very, very sad.
I would love for them to come out and say it's fake, though.
I know. I really would.
Horrible.
But yeah. But my last bit of news as well, which depends how you look at it, really. It's about Ashanti. So remember yesterday, I want that caller to call back to you because you had a lot of vim, for someone that should have been quiet. Because when I listened to the whole thing, I said, and this man came on the phone to say, are we not going to address that Ashanti was sleeping with a married man? Did you not watch the full interview? Let me give you guys some of the tea from the interview anyway. So Ashanti sat down with Angie Martinez. Have you guys watched the interview?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. So she sat down with her. So obviously she's been in the media because Irv is out here talking things that no one asked him to talk about. One of the most unattractive things is guys that talk too much. Oh my gosh, we hate it. It's just not it. So anyways, he's out here in the media saying all sorts, talking about Happy was written after they made love, talking about, he was basically in a relationship with her. He was doing a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm never going to say it was the drinks that he was drinking on Drink Champ, because apparently he does this.
He's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, he's been doing this. So she was like, it's not the drinks. She was like, the man has, she said basically she thinks he's got mental issues that he's really battling with. And I think that on one hand, I do think people that can be true, but I think that sometimes we need to stop giving it that. Some people are just pieces of shit. Nothing needs to be going on. They're just horrible people. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And I think sometimes when we say that, even though obviously for her, she's essentially the victim of what's happened to her, so she can say whatever it is that she wants, whatever helps her cope. Do you get what I mean? But I do think that in general in society, anyway, we like to give a mental health pass for people, and I think that removes accountability from people when they should be taking accountability. So anyway, so she talks about how basically she's like, I haven't spoken to this man in like a decade. She said, actually, I have bumped into him it was a basketball game, I believe, and I think that was like 6 years ago. And he was with his son, and she's like, oh, like he was just all nice, like, oh, I hope you're okay, blah blah. And she's like, all right, cool, hugged him out, whatever. She said she's not into the whole beef stuff. She doesn't care. She said, I operate in a different space to people that bring negativity. She said, I hear so much about myself all the time, but she said, honestly, like, I don't even care to address it. She said, this is not the first time he's done this. She said he texted me, actually, she said the last time he texted her was, I think, in 2017. It was either 2007 or 2017. I remember there was a 7 in there. And she said how he basically was apologizing. I think it was 2000. Yeah. He was apologizing for speaking ill about her on radio, kind of the same things he's doing this time. And he even promised not to do it again. And she said she just messaged him and said, you know what? It's cool. Like, it's cool, kind of thing. So she was like, for her, she was just surprised that he's gone and done all of this again. You promised you wouldn't do this, and yet you go on talking about my name. She said she's disappointed that she says she feels like he did it for clout. He did it to promote his documentary. And she said for her, that's very sad, because Murder Inc. is so much more than this drama you've decided to focus on. There's so much more you could have gone in on and whatever. Yeah. She said his accusations that she never was around, and she wasn't what's it called? She wasn't basically loyal, even though everyone in the world knows she was, to a fault, because her career suffered for it. She said that idea that she wasn't loyal, whatever, she said that is a flat out lie. She said at the time when they were in court and whatever, she was filming John Tucker Must Die. And she said her contract said she was not to fly out for the duration of the filming and whatever. She said she broke her contract like 3-4 times just to go and be supportive. She said even at the time she wasn't actually talking to him, but she was, again, just to show up for her brothers kind of thing. She was that. And she said how basically, so what I also got from what she actually directly said was that her situation with Murder Inc. was it was very manipulative. So he kept, this is why when the person was talking yesterday, I was like, you might want to slow your roll, because I don't know what you're trying to put out there about she was sleeping with a married man. It really isn't that. She was sexually exploited. That's really what it was. So trigger warning, sorry, anybody listening. So basically, he was manipulative towards her. He was basically like, I made you, blah, blah. He made her believe that no one liked her. He was like, no one's going to work with you. No one wants to work with you. No one wants to work with you. He made her believe that he was the only way she'd be able to make music. He was the only way she'd be able to have a career and whatever.
Yeah.
And she said it got to the point where even like when she then would work other people, they'd be like, yo, we've been trying to work for you for time.
Yeah.
Like, we were under the impression that you didn't like us and you basically had passed the message to your team that you didn't want to work with us. It was that. She said even like to the point of her stylist. So her stylist used to be Irv's assistant. And he got to the point where he said to the stylist, like, don't talk to her anymore. Don't work with her, anything like everyone within Murder Inc., any member of staff, if you go to her birthday, you're going against this family. Like it was that he turned everybody against her. And then she was like how basically, even the whole loyal thing, there was a point where she was basically offered, he kept saying to her like how they don't want her on Murder Inc., you're this, you're that, like we don't want you here. Go. Like she was like, he literally said to me, you are not wanted here, go and find somewhere else to be, kind of thing. And then when she's then having conversations with other people, he's doing the whole, you're not loyal. She was like how Dr. Dre, she worked with Dr. Dre. So that was the most, like, that was an iconic thing because it's Dr. Dre. Yeah. And he was talking about signing her, wanting to sign her. Irv, and she said when she told Irv about it, he's like to her, this is after he said he didn't want her signed with Murder Inc. or whatever anymore. He's like to her how wherever she signs, he needs to own 90% of it. What? So whatever it is that she makes 90%, he wants to have 90%. And so she was like, you don't want me around. I'm then trying to find ways to then leave the situation because you don't want me around. Yeah. But you still want to kind of own me. And she said the problem is that he felt like he owned her. And the issue is that when the moment someone realizes that they no longer have that control over you, they start to spiral. And this is where all this venom that's coming out of him is coming out from. And she was saying how, like, even like down to her finances, he wanted to control her finances. He wanted her to have the same accounting as he does. Wanted her to invest in like things that had his name on it, like it was Irvin Jefferson's or something like that, a company that he had, and he wanted her to invest in it. And she was like, but it hasn't got my name. Like, why am I? I don't need to do all of that kind of stuff. And so when it comes to their quote unquote relationship, she kept saying to Angie, like, don't call it a relationship. She said it wasn't a relationship. It was, he was manipulating me. So it was a point where basically, even when she was dating Nelly, she said there was death threats. He was threatening her. He was dead. Like she said, I genuinely believe that man wants me dead. If you could have me dead, he would have me dead. And Angela, she said, I promise you, I really believe that. She said, when I was dating Nelly, there was death threats all over the place. I'm guessing even with Nelly as well. And she was like, how he would say stuff to her like, oh, you want to fuck with Nelly, right? That's fine. Go over there then. We're not music. And he would revoke her studio access. She couldn't release music. He would revoke her studio access. She wouldn't have control over music or anything like that. Also, when it came to them even sleeping together, it was a thing where like she was manipulated with like sleeping with him, where like she felt like if she didn't, her access again, because again he's feeding into her that the reason why you're Ashanti is because I made you, and so at any point I will take this away when I need to take this away. Do you get what I mean? And he kept saying to her like, no one in the industry fucks with you, no one likes you in the industry. I'm the reason why I like you. He even said how he said to her, I made you fuckable. Yeah, he said to me, I made you fuckable. The reason why you even look this attractive and you're doing this and people are interested in you is because I did that kind of thing. So with that, she said also with the stuff that he made her believe that he was separated. He was legally separated. She said she didn't know he had a wife. She didn't have a clue he had a wife. She knew he had kids because she said basically that he lived on his own. And also he had hella women. He had a plethora of women. Like he had hella girlfriends. So she said he made her believe that he was separated. And also he was basically living on his own and whatever. And even when she would be like, I don't want to do this, like I don't want to have these relations, he'd be like, oh no, like it's fine, like just basically coerce her into having a sexual relationship with him. So she was like, everything he said is a flat out lie. She's like it's a thing where like, this is why she says he's mentally disturbed, because it's like he remembers things differently. He's painted a narrative of what he wants the story to be. So in his mind, he's talking about, I loved her and it was a relationship and what we had was real. But she was like, that was trauma for me. Yeah. That was abuse for me. Do you get what I mean? It was very, very sad listening that she's such a strong, strong woman that she's just so strong. Do you get what I mean? Like,
can I ask a question? It might be a bit controversial, yeah. But like, you see how she's saying it was trauma for me, yeah. Do you think that was kind of in retrospect, or do you feel like at the time she felt it was like, I'm trapped? Like,
no, at the time she felt trapped.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think Angie might have asked that, but yeah, at the time she said it is that she said, because basically Angie asked her if she had regrets, and she said in life you shouldn't really have regrets, but she said she does have regrets. She does have regrets about the relations and all that kind of stuff. And she wished like obviously she could stand up for herself more and whatever. But she said even at that time she did feel the way she was feeling because things were making sense to her. You're telling me people don't like me. You're telling me this. And she was like, you know, she's like, he keeps saying he made me. Make another one. Make another person then. If you made me so much, then make another person. And then Angie said, do you not feel like he made you? She said, no. She said, no, but like, no human can make. She said, yes. She said, I definitely learned things from him. I would not discredit him. I would not discredit him for the opportunities I got. I would not discredit him for, you know, doing the producer work and whatever he did. However, he did not make me. And I think that, so really and truly, this man, and she was like, how even watching the documentary, like, the things he's saying on there, it's like, don't you have people around you to tell you they can't say these things in this climate? In this climate where there's so much attention being drawn to women, like women's rights, and also how a lot of women are being taken advantage of in this industry. Like, in what world do you think it's fine to have a documentary on BET and be talking and be saying the things that you're saying? Like, you're saying about how Ashanti came in the studio and she had a fat ass and I just wanted to grab it. Like, bro, what are you talking about? He's a sick human being. He is a predator and is just absolutely like, I was honestly so disgusted just listening to it.
It's a shame though.
It was mad.
What is she doing now with herself? Like,
sorry? Sorry, I just saw someone in the comments.
Well, what happened?
I don't want to read it out because I don't know if it's true.
Check first.
Yeah, I have to check first. But what's she doing now in the comments?
I'm going to double check this.
What's she doing? She's doing her music. So basically, during Angie Martinez thing, she is during the interview, they actually had to go to her to do the interview because she's in Canada and she's filming a film. So she's doing a film, and she said there was even a period where, because he had all these restrictions on her music, she basically had to she took a step away from music. She was in Broadway. She was in Broadway for a few years because it was just like, it was mad. It was a lot. But yeah, so she's still working on her music, and she said she's got new music coming out. And then she was showing Angie her music, and she was scrolling through, and Angie was like, "Oh, is that Burna Boy on there? So we might get a song with Burna Boy." But she's like, "Oh no, like don't say anything yet." But she's working on her music and working on being better and working on doing what it is that she wants to do. And yeah, that's all she can do. But yeah, man, the story is way deep. I love the way she's composed herself, and I think I like the fact that she spoke up, because I think sometimes when you're a calm person, when you're an understanding person, people just think they can take the piss. And people think they can take the piss, and they think that because you're quiet, it means they can walk all over you. But I like the way she's dealt with all of this. I like the fact that she hasn't been doing tit for tat and been all messy with it, and she just addressed it, and that will be that. That will be that. But yeah, man, that is all.
I'm looking for that, but
I don't think
it's more of a rumor right now.
Speculation.
Yeah, I'll report on that tomorrow. Today's too heavy.
I bet this might not be true.
Today's too heavy. But that is all the word on road there is from me. Let's get into People's Journal.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What you say, Ben?
No, he said something else.
Yeah, but if they're together though, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
if they're together, it makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll check anyway.
Okay, so the first thing, I don't know, this almost feels like a fact. Welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from economics point of view. First thing kind of feels like it should be in Word of Road, you know.
Really?
But it's between presidents, so maybe not. But either way, obviously we've seen the relationship between Joe Biden and President Zelensky, who's the president of Ukraine, kind of blossom and develop. They're always talking, it seems like, in the news and whatnot. But it came out that pretty much in July, I believe it was, Joe Biden basically got vexed at him for demanding too much. Remember, Zelensky.
Okay.
So remember before we were talking about how much money Boris was trying to give to...
Oh, someone's calling. If that's the person that said, please, we need to fact check, so don't be bringing, this is not what we're here for. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Okay, now fight. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
This is the guy from yesterday.
I think you talking about Ashanti.
Yeah, he's okay.
Oh, is it you from yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, good morning, sir.
No, we're not saying no.
Yeah,
all
we're
good.
We're
man.
good. How are you?
Say again?
I said, how are you?
Yeah. I'm not too bad at all. You guys bless.
Yeah, we're
all
good, man.
man.
We're good.
There's a lot of pleasantries here.
What was the
Man, so get to the point, sir.
what was you lot's rebuttal for the Ashanti thing?
There was no rebuttal. All I did was a report on the abuse a woman suffered. There's nothing to come back with that. There was nothing to come back to that with.
And her sleeping with a married man.
Yes, a married man who manipulated her to sleep with him. Yes.
Interesting.
Did you watch the interview that I watched? Because
I watched it. Yeah. I thought like he manipulated her cool, but she knew my man was married.
she didn't.
Come from.
She said that though. She said for the longest time she didn't know he was married.
Didn't you say that she thought he was separated from her?
Yeah, he
right?
told her he was legally separated, and because he had a different home,
Yeah.
she had no reason to believe that he had a wife, and he had hella girlfriends.
Yeah,
so
he lived by himself. He had multiple women on his
Yeah.
arm. He told her that he was separated from his wife. So I'm gonna,
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. Your line is moving very higgy.
okay. You're done.
Same thing as
That's a good
yesterday.
toilet, man. What type of line is that?
Yeah, sorry.
But yes,
People's Journal.
Exactly. So basically, what happened is, remember we were talking about Boris Johnson
Yeah.
giving aid to Ukraine.
Yeah.
I think Rishi was talking about doing the same on his trust, and obviously America's been doing it since the beginning, pretty much. But apparently, what happened was Biden was just talking to him. In one of their conversations, it emerged that Biden was talking to him, and basically said, "You know what? We're going to give you another $1 billion, right, in military assistance." And straight after he said, "I'm going to give you the money," Zelensky's like, "Well, you know what? This is the other things that we need as well."
Okay. You're doing too much.
And these are the things that we're not getting. You know what I'm saying? So we're basically saying, okay, I appreciate the $1 billion, but there's 10 other things that I told you about as well.
Yeah.
And we still kind of need those ASAP. Yeah, basically Biden just lost it, man. I was just hotting him up on the phone, basically.
Biden going through, boy.
And he's basically saying, look, Americans are being quite generous, man. You know, it's not like this is our war. You know what I'm saying? But we've been giving you guys something, at least show some type of appreciation, man. I've just told you in the same phone call, we're giving you $1 billion. And you're telling me about the other stuff that you ain't getting. But anyway, since then, everything's cool. And as you can see, like, they're still giving them money. Because at the moment, US aid to the Ukraine has actually gone past $65 billion. $15 billion of that has been in military aid, right? That's been coming from the Pentagon. Bless you, Esther.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, hopefully this was done, innit? Because it just seems like there's just so much money, so much resources going into this, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's the first thing. Second thing is, what seems to be like a really good gesture, man, from Co-op. You guys shop in Co-op?
Nah.
No.
Not unless I'm tired. Like, not unless I'm
Co-op,
Like, I have to be
Co-op's one of them,
desperate.
one of them shops where there's nothing else around and you just need to go in there.
like a Christmas Day.
Yeah, but there you go. Because the prices in there are crazy.
But basically, they seem to be one of the actual good employers, you know. Because what they're doing now is they're not the first to do it, but right now they're offering paid leave to any of its staff that's undergoing fertility treatment.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And basically, they employ about 70,000 people, and they're basically saying the time off is flexible and it's unrestricted. What company is going to do that for you? You know what I'm saying? Typically, as you guys know, it's just maternity. You know, obviously 2 weeks paternity as well, whatever. But yeah, basically, they're on top of that, they're also trying to extend it to the partners, right? Who want to accompany those going on the fertility treatment appointments as well. So they get paid leave for up to 10 appointments per cycle, up to 3 cycles. So that seems like that's quite a big chunk of, you know what I'm saying, time off that those employees don't have to worry about. So I think that's a really good gesture from Co-op. Apparently last year, NatWest and Centrica also kind of did similar type of things as well. So NatWest introduced employee discounts for treatments, including IVF and sperm freezing and stuff like that. And Central partnered with a reproductive healthcare benefits provider. So it seems like, I mean, it's early days now, but it probably seems like something that a lot of these other companies will probably adopt as well, you know what I'm saying, to actually be there for their employees and whatnot. So yeah, man, it's a big up co-op for that. The next thing is bad news, and this is about the numbers of people who are sleeping rough in London. And yeah, the figures are crazy. So basically what they're saying is more than 3,600 people slept on London streets between June and September, which is up 24% in the past year, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? So more than half of those people were found sleeping rough for the first time by outreach teams, which is 35% more than the same time last year as well. So obviously, as we know, street homelessness goes back to long before the COVID and all them type of things, where people had their mattresses, would get their tents, cardboard shelters, you know what I'm saying, kind of filling up doorways, alleyways, all that type of stuff. And I guess during the day you kind of see a couple. If you're out like in London, around like proper central London, and go down certain alleyways and things of that nature, you see like the amount of homeless people that there is, man. It's crazy. Speaking to certain campaigners and charities that kind of specialize in this, like St. Mungo's, yeah, their homelessness charity, they pretty much said that they feel as though the numbers increasing because of the rise in rent prices, private rent, obviously, increasing evictions, and obviously there's a reluctance for people who are kind of in temporary accommodation to want to leave to go into permanent housing, because they're kind of scared that, you know what, if I can't pay these energy bills, if I can't pay the rent, I'm going to be back on the street again. I don't want to do that to myself. Whereas like, okay, I feel as though I'm okay now. I've got a house that I just need to maintain. And then potentially if something goes wrong, they send me back to the streets. So some people would just prefer not to. Like I said before, I used to work in housing and whatnot. And I remember helping one guy. And literally the day he was meant to pick up the keys, this guy just went ghost.
Okay.
Didn't see him for like 2 months. Come to find out this guy was on the streets again. So opportunities to have his place, you know what I'm saying? Housing benefit was going to pay the rent, all this type of stuff. The guy just went ghost. On the day he was meant to sign the tenancy and get his keys. So people, yeah, they feel the pressure, man. And so it's something that obviously these charities are kind of working on. But it's sad to see that the numbers have gone up by that much. It's crazy. The next thing is, on top of that, I guess UK councils are actually slashing certain services because obviously, as we know, we spoke about this again during Liz Truss's short tenure, that the government's basically going to have to kind of cut back on a lot of the things they're spending on. So libraries and children's centres are going to be closing. You know what I'm saying? And home pickups for young disabled people are being cancelled by councils, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the things that you think are kind of essential, or at least even if they're not essential, but things that were kind of like pillars in every type of borough. You know what I'm saying, that people will rely on. Yeah. You get loads of elderly people who, for example, can't use internet computers, they're not computer literate and whatnot. They go to libraries to get help. You know what I'm saying? Basically, they're closing down. And these councils are trying to meet a £3.2 billion budget shortfall for next year. So yeah, man, inflation, energy prices, all of that is kind of eating into the budget and making it difficult for them to kind of stay afloat. So this is the ways in which they're trying to cut back. And the last thing, well, second to last thing, there's not much information on this yet, but there's just talks, obviously, about Rishi Sunak and Jeremy Hunt coming up with their budget and kind of explaining what it's going to be like, I guess, for the next few months or the next year. All that's been reported so far is that there's going to be tough decisions and there's going to be tough for the people in the UK. That's literally what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So, again, when I get more information, I will bring that to the people. But at the moment, it's looking like Hunt is reportedly looking to implement an equal split of 50% tax rises and 50% spending cuts, which means that could translate into £25 billion in hikes for taxpayers. So again, we're going to be paying more tax, it's looking like. Yeah, people have been talking about we don't want more years of austerity. What people are saying also, if we're being realistic about it, this is likely what's going to happen. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And actually, the last thing I wanted to just mention was Esther's favorite president is in the UK, Buhari.
What's he doing here? They let him in?
Well, what do you think he's here for?
Why you didn't even let him in the first place? You need to borrow money, I swear.
I'll give you one more guess. What's he known to come here for?
Is he for surgery?
It's kind of related. Medical checkup.
Oh, more. That's not Buhari anyway. I keep telling you people. That's not Buhari.
But basically, he came yesterday, I believe. Yeah, the 31st. He's going to be here for 2 weeks.
Do you know how much? Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about Nigeria sometimes on here, people might think that you and I we're a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But are you guys deep in the irony that a Nigerian president has left his country to come to another country for medical checkups because the hospitals and the medical facilities in his country are so shit that he can't do it there?
Can you imagine? Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
And they don't care enough to fix the problem.
Not at all. They just fly out. That's what they do. Yeah. They fly out for they have a little headache, they fly out.
I'm telling you. And it's probably taxpayers' money as well.
Probably it is.
It's just a shame, man. But yeah, anyway, this guy's here in the UK and he's planning to be here till the second week in November doing his checkups. So yeah.
When you have a country to be running.
Well, anyway, the elections are coming up in February, I believe. February.
Is he running again? He can't.
No.
I have to say, old man, you got to sit down at some point.
Man. He's 79 now. It's time to relax. But yeah, that's the end of the People's Journal.
Alrighty, let's lift the mood up, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into some asking for a friend. Readjust myself. So, asking for a friend today. Good morning, team. I absolutely love listening to you guys every day. I can never catch the lives as I live in Kansas. We are international.
No, we really are.
So, I have a difficult situation here in Kansas. I've got this friend who's run away from home and is staying by me. She has refused to let her parents know where she is and also refuses to open up about why she's run away and adamant that I don't alert her parents to her whereabouts. She's been staying with me for a couple of days now and I've gotten a couple messages from some of our mutuals informing me that her parents are beside themselves with grief. This girl is 20, by the way, and I'm 27, living in shared accommodation. Each time I tell her that her parents are looking for her and are obviously stressing, she just climbs up, I think, and refuses to engage in the conversation. I really don't know what to do here. The parents don't know where I live, but they've called me a couple of times asking about her, and I've lied and said I don't know where she is. I've also asked them if anything he hasn't at home. Maybe if anything has happened at home, and the mum says she doesn't have a clue as everything was fine. My friend had left them a note saying she was going to stay with a friend. Oh, they're all right then. Sorry, I thought she ran away and they didn't know where she... They're all right, they've been too much. What should I do? Should I let the parents know? Should I encourage my friend to open up as the parents are blind to call the police? Any advice would be appreciated. Okay, at first, I thought the friend just ran away. The parents didn't even know where her whereabouts were, so this is why they're struck with grief. She left a note to say, I'm going with my friend. Mm-hmm. I think that the parents... what I would do is tell the parents I've heard from her. She's fine. Mm-hmm. She's with someone, but I will speak to her and hopefully she will come back home soon.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason why she's run away. Yeah. I think that the reasons why she's run away is probably very heavy for her to want to talk about right now. I think she will have to... You need to have a conversation with her and say, listen, I'm happy to help you out. I'm happy to have you stay with me for a while. But I actually need to know what is you're running away from. I need to know for my own transparency. Yeah. God forbid she's going into the crime. Now they're rather round them up, boys. Do you get me? It's the whole thing. So I would have that conversation with her, and I would just say to her, when your parents call me next, I'm going to say I've heard from you. Yeah. I'm not going to say you're with me. I'll just say I've heard from you, and you said you're fine. Because really, she left a note. But again, I guess parents' worries, I understand it, but I feel like there is more to it. I feel like the parents did something. I don't think all was fine. People just don't just up and leave. Unless there's obviously some kind of background situation, like medical situation going on, people don't typically just up and leave for no reason. Also, her leaving them a note is a big thing for me.
As in, you think the note was sufficient?
Yes. If it is that they did something to her, and she's what they're trying. If they're what she's trying to get away from.
Yeah.
I think her leaving a note is good enough because sometimes people just need space.
All right. So are we going to go off this assuming that they done something wrong?
No. So
Okay.
I'm saying I'm going with either way. I think either way. That's why I said call them and let them know that she's fine.
Yeah.
So whether they did something wrong or they didn't do something wrong, either way she's left.
Yeah.
But let them know that you know what, she's fine. Because I think what it is that's killing them is she okay? Is she alive?
Yeah.
There's so many worries that they're gonna have. So I think help her understand why it is to just let them not have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
And then we can then have the conversation about what it is that really happened and why you left him. Because something may not have happened. Maybe she just, I don't know, something may not have happened. But I think the fact that she left them a note, I think is something, but I don't think it's everything.
Yeah.
Because when I read it and, the parents are trying to call the police, I'm thinking she just up and left.
Yeah.
She could be dead for all they know. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the fact that she left them a note is something. It's not everything, but it's something. And I think just explain to her why you have to tell them that, you know what, I've heard from her. She's not with me, but I've heard from her and she's fine. And I'm going to try and speak to her and see what happened. And I'll get back to you guys.
Okay. So I'm guessing she didn't specify what friend she's staying with. Just that she's with a friend, right?
No, she's with her. So the person I wrote in is who she's with.
No. But I'm saying on her note, she didn't say, "Oh, I'm with Stacey." For example.
No.
She just said, "I'm with a friend."
Yeah.
But the parents are calling Stacey. I'm just using the name Stacey.
Yeah, Stacey. Yeah.
They're calling Stacey to say,
Stacey, she with you?
Yeah. So I would say definitely tell the parents that you've heard from her, that she's safe, she's well, because you don't want the situation to escalate.
Yeah.
Where the parents call the police and it turns into a whole thing, innit? Obviously, try to find out from your friend what the issue is. There's an age gap there as well. You're 27, she's 20, so give her the big sister kind of, you know what I mean, kind of vibe. Find out what's wrong. Try to really get through to her. But at the same time, let the parents know that you've heard from her, she's safe, yada. And just, I feel like this just needs time, innit?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think I don't know. We can assume that something's happened at home with her parents, maybe, hence why she's trying to get away from them. If the parents know they've done wrong, then they should give her some grace then in their pursuit of her.
Yeah, but so if parents wouldn't do.
Yeah, I mean, if you know that your daughter's ran away because of you, then at least hearing she's safe, give you a bit of peace of mind.
Yeah,
okay,
let that
cool.
hold you.
We've done wrong. She's safe. Give her some time. Then we can reconvene later on in it. If you don't know why she's run away, or then it's a different situation because you're just thinking, what's going on? You know what I mean? But the friend who sent this in, I think let the parents know you've heard from her. She's safe. She's cool, and that she is planning to return to you, but just she needs some space.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, man. You're spot on, man.
Yeah, that's my 2 pence.
All right, and that's that. You guys know that we have a segment and we do asking for a friend, sis, what would you do? So if you'd like to send messages in, voice notes, text, send it into 075 6484 1073. Actually, even WhatsApp, right, Bren?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do a WhatsApp too. Also, you can email tdasubmissions@thenewblack.com. Do let us know what segment it's for. Because we're not psychic. I'm joking. I'm playing. You guys always do that. But yeah, so let us know what segment it's for. And yeah, should we get into our last headlines for today?
Let's do it. Yeah.
I just read that headline. Oh, Lord.
I don't know. No, going back to like verified ticks and stuff. If you heard news from a verified tick, would that give the news more substance for you?
No, because some people just are verified.
Okay, cool.
And there's no reason. Yeah, because I've seen some verified people saying stuff.
Because the news that we just...
Yeah.
A verified person saying, yeah.
Yeah, but then sometimes verified people are clout chasers. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what you've been verified for.
Is this an unknown verified person, or you know this person?
It's not like it's
famous.
It's not like Candice Owens.
The person has 143,000 followers. They're a part of Revolt TV.
Okay.
I think it's like a writer for Revolt. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try because I'm seeing stuff about it's confirmed and I'm not seeing any confirmation. So sorry, carry on.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Trigger warning on this one. A man has been charged with attempting to kidnap senior U.S. politician Nancy Pelosi and assaulting her husband. The 42-year-old is accused of breaking into the couple's San Francisco home early on Friday and assaulting Paul Pelosi, who's 82, with a hammer. He had been searching for the top Democrat and reportedly shouted when he got into the house, "Where's Nancy?" However, Mrs. Pelosi, who is second in line to the presidency, was on the other side of the country at the time. The motive is being investigated, but police say it was not a random act. The Department of Justice charged the suspect, who has been named as David DePape, with 2 violations of federal law on Monday. These included one count of assaulting a family member of a U.S. official in retaliation for the performance of their duties, which carries a maximum sentence of 30 years. He's also charged with the attempted kidnap of Mrs. Pelosi, which also carries a maximum penalty, but this was of 20 years. The suspect had a roll of tape, white rope, a second hammer, and zip ties in his possession when he was arrested. He apparently had planned to hold Mrs. Pelosi hostage and was going to break her kneecaps if she lied to him, according to the court documents. He also told police that if Mrs. Pelosi was injured, then she would have to use a wheelchair to enter Congress, which would send a message to the other politicians. The 82-year-old was in Washington, D.C., but flew back.
Okay, sorry. Flew black.
The 82-year-old was in Washington, D.C., but flew back to see her husband in hospital, where he underwent successful surgery for a skull fracture and injuries to his hands and right arm. But he's expected to make a full recovery. So thank God it wasn't too bad. But yeah, man, I don't know why. Anyway. And the next headline was an update from yesterday. Again, trigger warnings and sad news as well, man, about the 2 victims that were shot in Brixton on Sunday. And yeah, they've been identified now. So the 2 victims of the shooting in Brixton in South London have been named as the drill rapper and the son of a well-known boxing promoter, as well as the 21-year-old delivery driver who was just minutes away from finishing his shift. So totally unrelated.
I'm going to message you about this because I didn't know whether or not you reported who his dad was yesterday. You did? Oh,
no. Yeah, so the rapper's name is Perm. He's a son of Dean White, who's a close friend and like promoter, manager. He's basically like Dillian White's right hand. Right?
No, that's Dillian White's older brother.
No, they're not actual brothers, you know.
Aren't they?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're positive about that?
Yeah, they're not actual brothers.
They're not actually real brothers?
They came on and, behavior.
Yeah.
And they were asking the same question.
Oh, they're not actually real brothers?
No.
A lot of people thought the same thing because he changed his name to White, innit?
Who changed his name?
As in Dean White.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought that was his older brother.
No, because you know what it is? He's kind of pushed it like, I'm Dillian White's brother. That's my brother. But when he first came out, when Dillian White was kind of like a nobody, his name was Dean something else.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you mean Dean changed his name to White? Or Dylan changed his name to White?
No, Dean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not this whole time?
No, it's just like close friends. So it was his son, rapper Perm, who was gunned down in Brixton following a car chase on Sunday evening. The pursuit also ended in the death of Guilherme Messias de Silva, who was riding a scooter to his final delivery of the night when he was struck by a vehicle that the rapper was in. So he wasn't shot. So according to police, Perm then jumped out and tried to outrun his pursuer, but was shot down. The killer escaped the scene and is yet to be found by the police, which is sparking a manhunt. So yesterday, Perm's father, Dean, also posted something emotional on Instagram. He said, "R.I.P. my boy, Daddy loves you. My life has changed forever." Dillian White shared the same story as well, like broken heart emojis. And colleagues of the delivery driver, Guilherme, claimed that he was just minutes away from finishing his shift when he was killed, literally his last delivery. And they paid tribute to him. They pretty much said that he lived in the UK for the last 2 years. He moved from Brazil to here, just to make a better life for himself, man. Yeah, described him as a good guy. Just, it's sad, man.
Yeah, it's really sad.
And that's the end of the headlines.
Damn it, man.
Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry. All right, let's get into our sports headlines. The reaction.
Okay, so not much today, but man, some sad news. Paul Pogba, it's been confirmed that he's going to miss the World Cup.
Damn it, man.
Yeah, man, as he continues rehabilitation for a knee injury that he suffered in July. So Pogba has not played for Juventus since rejoining this summer after tearing his meniscus in the preseason. France kick off their tournament in Qatar on November the 22nd against Australia, with barely 3 weeks for the 29-year-old to return to fitness. His agent, Raffaella Pimenta, said in a statement that following yesterday and today's medical review in Torino and Pittsburgh, it is extremely painful to inform Paul will still need recovery time from his injury. For this reason, Paul will not be able to join Juventus squad before the World Cup or the French national team in Qatar. If wishful thinking could change things, Paul would be playing tomorrow. But what changes things is hard work, resilience, and discipline, all of which are the only things in Paul's mind at these challenging times. Paul will continue working, giving his very best to be back on the pitch for the fans and his team as soon as possible.
Yeah, I feel for Paul, man.
Yeah,
I'm not really happy with his career.
I
feel like he had a lot of potential.
Yep.
He didn't fulfill it at all. I feel like the move to United, he wasted years at United, trying to find himself in the team, and inconsistent performances. I'm just, when someone's ceiling seems so high, but he's 29 now, isn't it? Obviously, footballers I think are playing until a lot older nowadays, into the mid 30s and stuff. So he's still got a lot of time left. But I just feel like, and then this bouncing back between United and Juventus all the time.
Yeah,
like pick a team, bruv. You know what I mean? But yeah, sad, but it's what it is, isn't it?
Next headline is Tyson Fury. He's been banned from the US.
Okay.
Yeah, so you remember we were talking yesterday about his brother Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
And why he can't fight, or why the fight hasn't happened with Jake Paul and stuff.
Yeah.
So it seems to be linked to this. So the heavyweight champion Tyson Fury has been banned from entering the United States, and that's been confirmed by his brother Tommy after months of speculation. So reports in June suggested that Tyson Fury was refused access to the US over his alleged links to the crime boss Daniel Kinahan, but he didn't, respond to calls for the comment. Now the former Love Island star Tommy Fury's brother has finally confirmed that both he and his brother are still being refused to enter the US. Speaking on the MMA podcast yesterday, Tommy said, "Me and Tyson just can't get into America at the minute, and that's the way it is." He also said, "I don't know what's happening. That's why I pay my lawyers for my legal team every day."
Well, tell your lawyers that then, innit?
They're sorting it, he said. They sorted it, and I said, "Please get this resolved as soon as possible." And that's where it's left at the moment. I'm hoping it gets resolved ASAP. So that's what he said yesterday when he appeared on that podcast. Addressing claims that the Irish boxing promoter Kinahan runs a global organised crime group, Tyson Fury previously said, "That's none of my business, and I don't interfere with anybody else's business. Because I had my picture taken with the man doesn't mean I'm a criminal. I'm just a boxer." And that's what he said in February this year. But yeah, still, they're grouping him all together. And yeah, unfortunately, he's not allowed in the US at the moment. And the last headline is to do with, how do I put this? Well, it's nothing complicated. Basically, a team called Manchester Laces. And basically, it's just one of these smaller, female women's teams type thing. Anyway, I'll get into it. So Manchester Laces, which is an inclusive football club for women and non-binary adults, have appealed.
Sorry.
Have appealed to the FA for clarity and support after being penalised for fielding an ineligible player. The player in question identifies as non-binary, and although they have a female passport and birth certificate, under FA guidelines, they cannot play in either men's or women's leagues. Manchester Laces had a weekend result, 2-2 draw, and that was annulled and replaced with a walkover in favour of the opposition because they had fielded the ineligible player. The FA has asked the player to undergo hormone testing before a decision is made on the eligibility for women's football. And the governing body says it's still waiting for the necessary information required to assess their application. However, Manchester Laces, the founder, Helen Hardy, speaking to Sky Sports News, said that the player wasn't comfortable about having to do such tests and questioned whether the process is clear and fair. So she was saying in the interview, this is what she said. When somebody goes on to do testosterone tests or hormone tests with the FA, there's no pass mark. It goes off to an individual who then looks through that paperwork, that information, and makes a decision based on that person. So it's essentially like me going into a maths test and saying, what's the pass grade? And then saying an independent person will decide if you passed or failed. I don't think it's the same, but anyway. Hardy says Manchester Laces made the FA aware of the situation in August, but no decision was communicated to the club, and they played their first 4 games of the season without any problems. She believes the FA only acted in this manner once her team's results improved, i.e. getting a draw with the team which was near the top of the table. So she went on to say, it's really, really important to know that the player in question has female ID, both passport and driving license, and a birth certificate, and so therefore they are not eligible to play men's football. So the player can't play men's football categorically, and now we're being told they can't play women's football. So my question for the FA is, if your stance is football is for all, then where is my player supposed to play? Good point, I guess. But yeah, so hopefully they look into that. I kind of feel for them though, because if you're telling the FA before the season, this is the situation with this particular player, and the FA's not come back to you, they've not said anything, you've played 3-4 games, nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Why are you now coming to disturb our team?
Yeah, no, I agree.
You have to be consistent, and you can't be discriminating. And you know what I'm saying, like make it clear beforehand, and then they know how to move. But yeah, that's the end.
I think it might be true.
Reaction.
Yeah, man.
It feels very just kind of surreal.
Yeah, it's very sad. I think it actually might be true because thingy post. Even though I don't think he's one to go back because he said the Queen died.
Oh, Jason Lee.
Yeah,
I'm
seeing a lot of publications because it's like more accounts of people that were actually at the scene that actually fled as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm going to Jason Lee. You know, there's a narrative that he's like a beg, and there's I've seen the video of him, Rihanna,
and Travis.
Rocky.
No, sorry, I always get them mixed up.
ASAP Rihanna,
Rocky.
yeah, and so ASAP Rocky's trying to take pictures with Rihanna, and he just edging himself into the picture.
And who was it? And it was Angela Bassett or was it Naomi?
No, Angela Bassett as well.
Yeah, Angela Bassett.
People was like, why is Jason Lee think he can get that close to our auntie Angela? Like
he literally does this. He's like,
he edges it in like he's a part of the clique, and ASAP's trying to remove Rihanna from him. Like,
yeah,
he's a beg, bro.
Did you see the video where they basically said to him like, they actually wanted to take pictures with Angela Bassett and her kids. So in the spot for her kids is where he leaned in. And then they were like, sorry, like, do you mind?
Yeah,
I want to tell you, Rihanna and ASAP were laughing. Like, if when they're taking the picture, yeah, you could see them like.
It's embarrassing. Why are you editing yourself into the picture for?
Have you seen the video where Beyonce avoids him? It was at the what's the brunch?
The
Rock Nation brunch, yeah. So she's coming in, yeah. And she peeps him, but so imagine I walk into the room and I see you and I'm like,
yeah.
And then, but the thing is, there's people here, so there's nowhere for her to go.
Yeah.
So she now has to turn around. Then she turns around, but you can see that she's still trying to avoid him. And he's like, oh, then he gets in her face and she's like, hi, you're right. Like, it was so embarrassing.
He has like DJ Khaled level of annoyance and like persistence.
Yeah, he does.
The thing is, being like him, you'll get somewhere in life, but you'll irritate people on the way.
Yeah, exactly. It's like academics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you're a nuisance at first.
Yeah.
But then, you know, people, what's it called? It's just what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, man.
Today's a weird day, man.
Yeah, it feels funny.
It feels grim.
Yeah, it feels funny.
And dark and cloudy.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm seeing it on Google and whatnot now.
Yeah. That's very sad. I'm sure, hopefully...
So what we do, we wait until we hear confirmation before we talk about it, right?
I think there's probably shit... Because surely people don't want to get sued. Do you get what I mean?
But sorry, not going to say... Whenever we've heard news like this in the past, we always feel the same. We're always like, this can't be true. It can't be true. Not him.
Always, it's true.
And you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
I think with this one, it's also different because I think the people that are tweeting were actually people that were right there.
Yeah, someone said it was over a dice game or something.
Yeah. Apparently Quavo it was a dice game and Quavo, it was something to do with 7K. So it was an argument.
We say names now, popping. You just...
I guess so.
spinning the beans too early,
Listen,
girl.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, there'll be more stuff to come out anyway. So tomorrow we'll be able to report it properly.
Yeah.
As a journalistic platform. But let's get into our outro. What
a day.
What song is that?
It's like is it India Irie or Jill Scott or
Erykah
Badu? Yeah, sorry, Erykah. I know it was one of them incense burning people. I'm joking.
No, but it's true though. Because when I listen to like Erykah Badu, I feel like I should be like...
Yeah, sage, innit? Sage.
Yeah, and with my looks, it's very on brand. Yeah. And I just feel I should be really like, you know, doing what I'm doing and it's a lot. It's a lot. But guys, we appreciate you guys for always tuning in to the show. We appreciate you guys' comments. We appreciate, your tuning into the lives. I hope, what's the like saying today, Bren? Did they do a good job today?
Yeah.
They did a good job. We love to see it. We'd like not to repeat ourselves. We love it. So thank you guys always. Do share the video. The video stays up when we're done. Follow us on our social media platforms the day after TNB. You can also join our community, community.thenewblack.com. And with that, it's essentially like our own social media space. We get to interact. People suggest, topics for us to talk about and questions. And also it's nice because people share things about their lives. When people hit milestones and have stuff coming up, they share that, which is very, very lovely to always see. If you'd like to send voice notes and text, and also the number to call in while we're recording, it's 075 6484 1073. If you would like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, you can email our team the day after at thenewblack.com. Guys, try and have a great day, and we'll be back here tomorrow.
Yes.
Goodbye.
See you tomorrow.
Peace.